are now tuned in to the Lineman Lounge, the world's thickest sports podcast, with your hosts, Mike and Evo.
Come on, down, bitches. We are back, night 2 of the draft. We had no idea we were doing this until about, 20 minutes ago. But we need it, man. Like, more draft. The Browns get the fucking pick tonight. I got some Browns gear on. I'm ready to go. Evo, my man, I know. Are you still riding that high from last night, getting JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, man. I'm still super stoked. Finding more and more out about how Kirk Cousins feels with the Atlanta Falcons. Some more comments from the Atlanta Falcons about the whole situation. That makes me feel good. Having, the reaction from JJ and everything, seeing all that and kind of getting to digest it last night, feeling great. And then, I'm definitely happy with the Dallas Turner pick. I feel like it was definitely a value where we got him. I'm probably going to do a whole write-up of sorts on the No Sleeves Network page, a little blog action with it. But yeah, like looking forward to rounds 2 and 3. Again, like I said, we're having 100+ players here that are really fucking good in this draft, and they're going to be, rest of them are probably going to be going here in this night. So they got Jackson Powers Johnson up on the screen. We're watching the ESPN feed right here. But yeah, we figured might as well sit here, watch the second day of the draft, rounds 2 and 3. We got some brownie picks coming up and whatnot. You never know. I guess my team could get involved. I don't expect it. Yeah, we can sit here and watch along with all of you. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pull this screen up here. So that way
little draft tracker.
You can kind of follow along with us. I think we'll probably go full screen when it gets to Browns picks and whatnot. So that way we can gauge your reaction and see how you're feeling with things. And I don't have to sit here typing out everything like I did last night.
Yeah, that was tough.
Feeling emotions. So very cool. But yeah, it is time. Like, they should have Bills should be on the clock. You know how they like to delay things here. But Bills with first pick in the first round after trading back a second time last night with the Carolina Panthers, who went up to spot 32 and took Xavier Legette.
Yeah, Xavier Legette, another good get. So the Bills trade out of spots twice where receivers go, and the Bills' biggest need is wide receiver. We got to think pick number 1 here of the second round, got to go wide receiver.
Yeah, you would definitely think so. So Cleveland Browns here, the 22nd pick in round 2. What do you guys got in the third round?
84, I wanted to say is what it is. Let me double check.
You guys are at 85, pick 21 85. In the third round. All right, so 2 picks as of right now. What are you hoping to see tonight for your Brownies?
I want to go wide receiver and probably
want T'Vondre Sweat, don't you?
I do. I want D-tackle. I do want T'Vondre Sweat. I know that some of our other Browns podcasters are friends of this show, Barking Browns, who are actually live as well. I know that Jacob was not a big fan, but I definitely like Sweat. I think he could be what we were hoping Ika was going to be, but we were both off of Siaki Ika when that came out. But so I would love to see T'Vondre Sweat.
Last year through the draft process, when we first started, I saw Siaki Ika. You see the raw size numbers, and you're like, "Damn, that's a space eater, basically a guy that's the size of a planet out there in the middle of your defense." So that could be pretty cool. Then you start diving into it a little bit deeper, and you see why he's not being rated as high. Doesn't have everything that you want, and I definitely soured on him. And it's not the same for me with T'Vondre Sweat through this draft process.
Right.
But I don't want to say soured on him. But I am not as high on him as I was maybe a month and a half ago or so. Look, he is ginormous. That's awesome. As my internet seems to be struggling here. Got a lot of stuff going on right now at the house.
Yeah. You're good now, man. You look clean here.
Okay. I just see one bar on my stuff here. We are having some babysitting happening tonight, so I think we have multiple TVs on Wi-Fi and all sorts of stuff.
There you go.
So that'll be fun. I'm scared to start talking because I don't want it to cut me off.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead. Let it rip. You're
Right.
you're good to go.
All right. So my issue with T'Vondre Sweat, he is weighing in 160 something pounds, right? We saw that at the Senior Bowl and at the Combine. He was able to maintain that weight, and that's good for a giant dude like that. The problem is no one thinks that's his correct weight. They think that he was playing closer to 380. I've heard upwards closer to 390 was his regular playing weight,
Which is
which
enormous.
is ginormous. That is like not necessarily a good thing for an athlete, right?
No,
Like overall
It's
health,
not.
stuff like that. So that's a problem. The other issues with me as far as being, play on the field, you have Byron Murphy II, who played nose tackle better than T'Vondre Sweat did in that defense. And when a guy is that big who is primarily just going to be that spacing nose tackle, you would hope that he would be better. T'Vondre Sweat, he can, get double teams and triple teams on him, but he's not getting any sort of a push or anything like that. He is just swallowing up players around him, whereas Byron Murphy would get those double teams and still be driving through.
Well, I
That
want
being
the
said,
best player. I want best player available at 54.
Yeah.
And the best player available is going to be a wide receiver.
yeah. And look, so T'Vondre Sweat to me, he's a draftable player to me for sure. He's some guy that I could see falling into the 4th round as well. Possibly to my Vikings, we still maintain pick 108. Now, here's the other issue for me, and it does revolve around this DWI and more information that I've gotten about it. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. He has had in his past substance abuse issues. He has made public statements about how he has been clean, whether it was rehab or whatever, but how he's been clean for X amount of time. And this was right in the draft process before this DWI happened. The DWI occurred because of use of cannabis. So I don't have a problem with him using cannabis. It sucks that he got a DWI for it. That's not smart. The problem is that he's lying. All right.
Right.
If he is putting himself out there as, hey, I'm clean, I'm off this stuff, I'm good to go, and then this happens, he's obviously lying to kind of promote himself. And I get that. I get that's human nature. But also, like, you could find a way to be honest about it. And what other things is he not going to be honest about? Is he going to become a liability for your team? Is he not being honest with the weight and stuff like that? That concerns me. As a 4th round pick, it doesn't concern me anymore. Even as a 3rd round pick, it doesn't concern me as much because you're taking a guy that isn't going to be an every down starter. So that's my concerns with him right now. He's still a guy that I would love to have on my team. I know that you are a fan of him. I'm not as high on him as I was, where I could see him as a 2nd round pick previously.
Well, unless for some reason Johnny Newton keeps falling, and then we could go up and go get a D tackle. I'd be cool with that, but I don't want to sit pat at 54 and take a D tackle.
I can't imagine Johnny Newton lasting 10 picks. He should have gone in the 1st round yesterday, in my opinion. You saw I sent you the bet slip that I had on the parlay. I hit everything except for Johnny Newton going in the 1st, which would have been a nice little payout. He should have absolutely gone, in my opinion. That sucks. But look, someone's going to get a steal here. The Bills, they could take him. I could see them going wide receiver. Obviously, that's the biggest need, but they need defensive back help as well. Cooper DeJean is on the board here. Patriots, they could go out and get that interior offensive lineman that they want, aka a JPJ. That's a good, solid piece for the team, but they need tackle help as well. There's my boy, JJ talking. All right. The Cardinals, they took a defensive lineman last night. They could go off of Jerzon too. I thought Jerzon was well within the realm of being taken by the Cardinals at their pick. He's someone that our boy Spicy Mike wanted, and they overlooked him. Like, they could continue to build that line. There's all of these teams here in that I'm showing up on our screen right now, picks 1 through 8. They could all use a Johnny Newton. So if he doesn't, if he makes it past these first 10 picks, if I'm your Browns, I'm aggressively moving up for him. Agreed.
If Johnny Newton falls at all, I'd like, let's go get it.
Yeah. But he's already fallen to me, that's where we're at.
I had him as 1st round pick as well.
Yeah. Now, an interesting
I don't think we have either one of the D tackles available after like 23.
Very rarely. Like, I very rarely have those guys getting into the mid 20s. An interesting team to watch tonight, Washington Commanders. I believe they have 6 picks tonight between these 2 rounds. You can see up on our board here, they have the 4th pick in the second, the 8th pick in the second. They have a bunch of picks tonight, which means they could definitely be movers, specifically upwards in order to get some of these falling players. They could absolutely be aggressive here.
Should be aggressive here. But that team also has a lot of needs. So getting a lot of guys tonight is not a bad thing for that team.
Yeah. Like I said, like me personally, I have a lot of guys rated within this top 100 that are, day one starters or guys who are going to be day one role players. So having a bunch of picks in these 2 rounds is going to be awesome. I could see them packaging some of what they have in the 3rd round to get up into the 2nd again.
Yeah.
So
I can see
like
them
that.
moving up for multiple 2s. Yeah.
And Buffalo Bills officially on the clock, as you can see on our board up here. That was the one thing that was a bummer kind of watching back our feed last night. It sucks that we can't actually be showing you what we are watching, having that up there, copyright issues, whatnot.
Oh, yeah. The NFL would have a fucking field day with that.
Yeah.
I got to plug my fucking phone charger and I accidentally yanked it out. I'm going to be off screen.
Sitting back and kind of reviewing the stuff that I saw in the 1st round yesterday, I still do not like that Chiefs pick of Xavier Worthy. I feel like he's one-dimensional speed. I don't like him as much as I liked Jalen Hyatt last year, and I wasn't a huge Jalen Hyatt guy. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to get that to pan out. He's got to learn to catch better, man, be more consistent. And then with the size that he has, he's 160-something pounds. Like, that's not going to hold up in the NFL long term.
The Bills are about to take Keon Coleman, dude.
They
Big
might.
body wide receiver for Josh to throw the ball up to.
Might. Troy Franklin or Ladd are other options for him there. I'm a fan of Roman Wilson. I don't know that he fit. Like, I would like a bigger bodied guy personally, which is where a Keon Coleman would fit in. But anyone's watched our stuff before, I'm not as high on Keon. So there's that.
Donnie Mitchell wouldn't be bad.
Adonai Mitchell, I think he's got the potential to be a George Pickens, like a good sized.
It's a big.
He's bigger than George Pickens, but a solid. He had times when he wasn't the focal point, and it kind of seemed like he got a little bit lazier. I don't want to say lazy because that lazy term is a little bit more reserved for Kool-Aid McKinstry. There are times that he would disappear sometimes in games, though. But I think that he's got the potential to be like a true number 1 X in the NFL. If I'm the Bills, that's honestly where I'm going is Adonai Mitchell, Eddie.
All right. And you all right? You are having some connection issues.
Yeah, it keeps jumping in and out for me.
Yeah, now you're clean.
Yep.
Whenever you want to say something that makes you sound smart is when it starts breaking up. The internet knows. Oh man. Do we see a running back come off the board in the 2nd round?
Maybe.
I mean, we knew there was no way there was one coming off in the 1st.
Oh yeah, that would be kind of wild. Very unexpected.
Alki Corley would be a really nice pick for the Browns if he was able to hang on to 54.
See here. Running back. So Jonathan Brooks, I could see being a pick here in the 2nd round. The Cowboys are the most running back needy team. You could see the Giants going after a running back as well, but I feel like they're going to wait a little bit longer. Jerry likes his running backs. Jonathan Brooks being a Texas running back. If it wasn't for the torn ACL, he would still be a high 2nd round pick, in my opinion. I've heard people compare both him and Trey Benson to last year's top, or who was considered their top running back, Bijan. Not as good, but like some comparisons too. And obviously Jonathan Brooks played there with Bijan, so there's going to be some comparisons as well.
All right, here we go. Picks in. Yeah. That looks like Iowa for sure. in a big old steel building. All right, here we go. Come on, Bills. Don't screw this up. You've already traded out of the wide receiver spot. I have a chance to pick wide receiver multiple times. Gotta wait for the musical number to be over before Roger can come out and announce the pick, obviously. Man, still a great crowd on day 2 here.
It's not going to be Goodell tonight, correct? It'll be representatives of the
should be
team,
should
right?
be representatives, yeah. Somebody
I
different.
believe he came out, opened things up, and then they allow other people to come out.
Well, there we go. Some of the legends will be announcing the picks. I knew it. Fucking knew it, dude.
Again, I'm not as high on him. He's a big dude, and he's tough for cornerbacks and defensive backs to tackle. I just, with his speed and everything, you would expect more separation. But he's going to be a huge target for Josh Allen to throw to. So at a minimum, should be good receptions.
6'3" and a quarter, 213. I mean, he's a big dude.
Mm. You just look so slow.
Just doesn't separate, man. Maybe. Oof. All right, athlete. That's nice to see.
Yeah.
That one might have been on the quarterback there. That ball was late.
Mm-hmm.
.461 was his 40 time.
Yeah. Oof. That's what I'm saying. Like his play speed just does not. Oh, Patriots just traded the pick.
All right, here we go. Who got it? Chargers. Move up.
Chargers, who we just had a comment from Harbaugh recently, said everyone's going to have questions about our weapons. We consider offensive linemen weapons.
Yeah. Running back. Blake Corum. Dude, that'd be so fucking funny. It's got to be a receiver, though. I got a little excited there when I thought it might have been the Browns moving up. Yeah, so producer Amber hopping in here. Yes, the Bills gave up the pick to the Chiefs. They'll leave that one up there. Bills traded with the Chiefs. The Chiefs took Xavier Worthy, speedy guy. Not
Look,
not high on him either.
I'll say this. I like Keon Coleman better than Xavier Worthy. So at the end of the day, the Bills completely won the pick to me.
Do we remember the draft compensation that they got? Was it a third or a fourth?
I don't recall.
Okay. Me either.
Last time the Bills and Chiefs did a trade, it was for Josh Allen, or no, for Pat Mahomes. So
That'll do it. Yeah, 6 quarterbacks and 7 receivers in the first round. That is an
Bills
absurd
sent
amount
pick
of offensive players.
28 to the Chiefs with a 4th round pick. In return, they got the 32nd, the first pick in the 3rd round, or 32nd pick in the 1st round, a 3rd round pick. So they basically moved up in the 4th, or from the 4th round into the 3rd round.
Okay. Yeah.
Lad.
Yeah. I mean, this is receivers are gonna fly off the fucking board here.
Not to Arizona. Well, I mean, Arizona could double dip here, I guess. But I think that they have bigger needs to care about.
They have what, Rondale Moore? Is he still there?
No.
Yeah, so they don't.
Maybe. I don't know.
Wow. That was a big comp, a faster Cooper Kupp, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Man, we love mocking people as guys that just had outstanding fucking careers. We love doing that, don't we?
It's tough doing it otherwise. What are you going to be like? He's a white guy. I don't know.
I mean, hey, left-handed Jameis Winston is what I called Michael Penix. Jameis Winston,
Yeah.
very happy he's a Cleveland Brown, but has not had the most successful NFL career. I don't know if that's because he couldn't see or what happened.
It doesn't get the people going.
It doesn't get the people going. It's true. Very, very true. We gotta hyperbolize it.
Oh, another trade. Arizona is trading the pick
Browns
to the Falcons. Boy, what are the Falcons going to make another dumb pick?
tight end.
Has to be defense, right?
It would have to be Johnny Newton.
Like Johnny Newton makes sense because he is a pass rushing guy, even though he's interior. I mean, edge rusher, who else would they go for? There's Adisa Isaac, who's going to be in this range. Jonah Ellis, who's going to be in this range. Chris Braswell. Marshawn Nealand, who I think is a sneaky guy to get up towards your top of the second.
Kool-Aid? Could they go Kool-Aid here?
I'd go DeJean first. Like, I like
would
DeJean
go
better
with
than
DeJean
Kool-Aid,
first as well, but
Kool-Aid could be the type of guy.
man, Falcons fans potentially going to have a stroke here, depending on the way this pick goes.
So interesting thing with the Falcons, obviously fans were not happy. People covering the pick with them taking Penix last night, they think it's a bad idea. They came out in the press conference last night and said, "We're gonna follow the Green Bay model." The problem is it's not the Green Bay model. Yeah, as Kirk Cousins is getting older, sure, but if the only part of that model is you're taking a young quarterback and pissing your current one off.
Yeah.
They in a press conference today said, "Hey, Penix, we can foresee Cousins being our starter for the next 3 to 4 years." Penix is about to turn 25.
Yeah.
So you're talking about you're going to take this.
by the time he
You're going to take
starts.
Penix through his first fucking contract and never get him on the field, and then when he's due for a new contract, he's going to be about 30, and you'll barely have seen him on the field. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Like, you are for sure starting.
They did that. They did do that up in Green Bay, but they did that with a kid who was super young, in Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Andre Rison's about to just change the pick. Like, fuck this stupid pick.
A row. He had a tough time. Ruka row. I like him. This is a bit high for him, especially when Jerzon Newton is on the fucking board. What is wrong with Jerzon? What do we don't know?
I don't know.
He's had the foot injury, but I don't think that shouldn't prevent
him.
Dude,
if he keeps falling, if he gets the fucking 40, the Browns need to go get him.
Yeah. But at this point, I'm willing to have the Vikings trade a lot of what we have left in this draft to get a falling first round graded defensive tackle, which is like the biggest need on our team right now is defensive tackle. We could use a cornerback as well, and we could use a guard, but the biggest need is interior defensive line. I would fucking trade the rest of our draft picks this year to go up and get Jerzon Newton right now.
Oh,
look, and I like Rook, but Rook is not like I have other guys still ahead of him. Obviously, Johnny Newton, Chris Jenkins from Michigan, like Braden Fisk from Florida State. All those guys have got above him. And I look at Braden Fisk. That's when I'm starting to think about Rook, but still. Now, sneaky one, Brandon Dorlus from Oregon. If he starts to fall some even further, which right now I've got him as about a third round pick. He could go in the second, but I have him in the third round. That's the guy that I think the Vikings can move up for. There's been some rumors about they're really high on him. They had him in for a visit. He seems like the perfect type of guy for a Flores defense. So if we move up, I think it would be for him. But at the end of the day, like with Jerzon falling like this, again, shouldn't have made it out of the first round. And then Rook goes before him. That's fucking wild to me, man.
I don't understand what's going on, but the Falcons GM is just slowly biding his time. I just got the notification, producer Amber. Thank you. Guards up 1-0.
All right. With that, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to start getting some dinner ready.
All right, brother. Oh man, I cannot believe he just continued to fall. Commanders on the clock. I don't see D tackle as an option here. New England, maybe. Tennessee, yeah. Oh, let's see here. All right, pick is in for the Commanders. We can see it on the board here. We don't know who it is. Patriots are on the clock. Once we get done with the local commercial. Oh man. So Bills fans seem to like the Keon Coleman pick, according to Twitter. I don't think we're on the same page, but yeah, Bills very much seem like they're on board. All right, Commander, pick us in. Don't be Johnny Newton. Just keep passing on him. Keep passing. Oh my goodness, what is happening? What's up, brother? It's taking so long. Commanders, Johnny Newton's in play here, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Fuck, dude. I want to keep falling. Now I'm getting antsy tonight.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. So the dude's face paint was pretty dope, but the eyes. I'm pretty sure he had yellow contacts in. Fucked me up for a second.
Oh, the Patriots pick is in as well, right behind him.
So we're rolling right through.
Yep.
Come on,
And that's what's
Raj.
going to happen here. We're going to hear announcements probably late because they've got all of this shit that they're going to be doing. I believe NFL.com is going to do a decent job, though, of not announcing or showing what the pick is online here before it actually
Before
happens.
Raj
Either
does
way,
it, yeah.
we can kind of react as we go with whatever we see first.
Oh yeah, Detroit. Oh. Did you see the pick there?
No, I scrolled past it so that way if it
If it
pops,
pops
you don't
up.
see it.
Here we go, Daryl.
There
Damn
he is.
it. Yeah.
Knew he couldn't fall much longer.
Yeah. All right. Browns are on to receiver then, man.
Hey, there's still look Cooper DeJean. If the Patriots could have taken him there right now, I suppose. To me, you got to be looking at more trench play sort of help. Yeah, Patriots could also use receiving help. It depends on how quick they want to throw Drake May out there. Um, right now, tackle wise, again, kind of brought this up last night, but you've got Kingsley Sue, Roger Rosengarten out of Washington, who's more of a right tackle. Blake Fisher, right tackle at Notre Dame. He got kind of passed over a little bit because of Joe Alt being there. Same with Rosengarten. Troy Fatanu was the big name, so Rosengarten didn't get looked at as much. And then a guy that I like, Christian Jones. He's probably more of a third or fourth rounder by most people's ratings, but I like him a lot. You do have other guys here though, like that I think have a little more flexibility. Should probably be playing guard in like a Dominic Pooney or Patrick Paul, who's a really, really big dude, but he needs some refinement in his game. Um, those are the offensive tackles that they could be looking at here if they're trying to build up there. Otherwise, you got
I don't.
Christian Haynes, Cooper Beebe, Brandon Coleman, who's a
Yeah,
tackle,
so
which is probably going to be a
I
guard.
feel like if you're gonna do it, there's better value inside because that Patriots line still needs help all over the place.
Yeah, for sure.
I over a tackle here.
But look, wide receiver, man, they still need receiving help.
Still, yeah.
AD Mitchell, awesome. Jalen Polk, I don't see him as a number one, but a super solid number two. Same with Jalen McMillan, both out of Washington. But you got bigger names out there: Troy Franklin, Roman Wilson, Malachi Corley. I know you don't want to hear some of those names, but
Yeah, I do not.
Michael Owenwu.
What just happened?
Jalen Polk. All right, I brought him up. That's
Okay.
crazy that AD Mitchell felt. I really like Jalen Polk, but I don't see him as like a number one. He's a super solid number two, high end number two.
I just thought there would be other guys that would come off. Okay. That's just nice. Looks like.
Mm-hmm.
God, he's not a route runner.
And look, that's the thing is Jalen McMillan and Jalen Polk are like the same player in many ways, same size. McMillan went and got hurt. McMillan was the number two there at Washington, opposite of Malik Neighbors. Polk stepped in, didn't lose any production, was still good. And McMillan, when he was not hurt, didn't necessarily get his spot back. He was still out there. He was still well looked at in the passing game. Just the targets were already going to Polk at that point. So McMillan, I think, is going to fall a little bit because of it. But he's going to kind of be a steal. He's a guy who might have higher upside potential than Polk even. So, but good for Polk being selected here. I thought this was a little high for him.
Yeah,
Again, like I said, AD Mitchell, I still feel like he has true X potential. All right, Titans pick is in. They went with the right tackle last night, and JC Latham. I heard that watching the stuff today, apparently Alabama does a lot of cross training with their tackles. So while a guy might be a right tackle, he's probably practiced a lot as a left tackle. They're talking maybe they can try to move him to left to really shore up that left side. I'm not so sure that that's the best thing with Polk, or excuse me, not Polk, JC Latham. Just he's more of that traditional right tackle road grader
Yeah.
type.
Oh yes, very much so. He's fucking enormous.
Yeah. Now, what do you think the Titans do here? I mean, they could go after a left tackle here. There are some guys here who are left tackles that are on the board. I think it's a little rich for him, but I could see him going here in the second still.
I think Cooper DeJean makes a ton of sense as a team that still needs to get some cornerback help. He's still on the board.
Mhm.
Cooper DeJean for me. If I'm a Titans fan, I think that's probably what I want.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, we are getting pretty heavy at cornerback here at the top of the best players available. Cooper, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Enos Rakestraw, TJ Tampa, those sorts of guys.
Oh man. Pick is in.
Mel's team needs wide receiver and linebacker. What, no defensive back help? I mean, I guess they got L'Jarius Sneed, but still, Cooper DeJean just seems like such a value at this point. You can find a place to use him.
There, yeah, you can play him opposite of Sneed. You play him at fucking safety. Like, the team
Look,
still needs
wide
a lot
receiver, you have a bunch of guys there already. Like, D Hop isn't going to be there forever. Calvin Ridley is getting old. Seems to like he's over 30 now. Wasn't as
Traylon
productive
Burks.
as he was,
I'm not sure they're happy with Traylon Burks, but
yeah, and like Traylon Burks as well. Like, so you could go after an AD Mitchell, who's more of an X guy, but then the room doesn't feel as diverse as it should. If they're going for a receiver, I could see someone who's a little bit more of a slot type of guy, even though Traylon Burks probably is better suited for that role. I don't know. Like at this point, it does just seem like BPA, and that would be a Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
No, I guess look, there's been rumors that Edgerrin Cooper is a spicy pick, like a guy that someone thought could have been taken in the first. I don't see a linebacker in the first, but Edgerrin Cooper is that new style linebacker. He's a little bit smaller, fast, aggressive.
Well, and he played multiple spots, which is nice. He played off the edge. He played off ball. So some good names in here, dude. Edgerrin Cooper, Kool-Aid McKinstry, TJ Tampa. Like, those are fucking great names. I don't care about the football. Yeah. Those are all world names already. Build the line, huh? Could be offensive line. Hell yeah. T'Vondre Sweat.
Whoo.
Okay.
It took him early, baby.
That
wow.
That dream's dead. But
yeah. Now you're hyper focused on wide receiver, huh?
Wide receiver, yeah. Malachi Corley.
Hey, look,
I'm gonna start saying names of guys that I don't fucking like. So maybe one of the guys that I do like is still there.
Wild, man. That's look.
Second round high.
a month and a half ago.
We had him. I had him as a second rounder, late second rounder.
Month and a half ago, I was the same spot. I had him in the second round, but I had him closer to pick 50. Damn.
Ooh. That swim move he's got is pretty nice.
That was a good swim move. Look, that's for his size. He is a good pass rusher.
Interior pressure will kill an off. Man,
he's going to be lined up right next to Justin Simmons.
And you know what we didn't see on tape from Siaki Ika was those kinds of moves, that kind of hand usage, and this is who we wanted.
Yeah, man. Look, that interior. If you get more than 2 downs out of him in a drive, you get consistent play out of Devondre. Like him next to Justin Simmons, nasty.
Yeah.
All right. Rams on the clock. This was originally Giants, then Carolina, then Rams. Now Rams at pick 39. Pick is in.
Come on, Browns.
Was the Panthers pick here? See, Panthers get a 4th or 5th round pick this year and a 2nd round pick next year. Damn, the Rams were aggressive with this one. To move up from 52 to 39.
Hard for the Panthers not to do that. So they got Jared Verse earlier.
They also got Xavier Legette. No. Oh, the Rams got Verse earlier.
Verse, yeah. You think go receiver here?
No. This is DeJean.
You think so?
Got to be DeJean. That's an aggressive move to move up this many picks.
Yeah.
Braden Fisk. Wow, not the Zine, baby. Look, I like Fisk too. I like Braden Fisk.
Okay.
He's a stud. And I guess that's the replacement there for the future Hall of Famer, Donald.
Fuck, man. Wow. The goddamn D tackles, sir.
50 from 52 to 39, and they give up a 2nd round pick next year for it. The fuck them picks mentality, plus a 5th this year.
Yeah.
That's a lot to move up for Braden Fisk, who I think, could be there at pick 52. If I'm moving up that much,
fucking D tackles now.
If I'm moving up that much, it's for Cooper DeJean. Now, defensive tackles, there are still good ones out here on the board. All right. Chris Jenkins, Mason Smith is someone who has got all the size that you want, never fully put it together on the field. He is a potential guy that needs coaching. So I have him as more of a 3rd rounder, late 3rd rounder. Michael Hall Jr. out of Ohio State. Washington Tracy.
I do like Michael Hall.
Yep. Now Michael Hall's problem is that he's small. He's like 280, so he's not your classic D tackle, right?
He's
Or you brought up Brandon Dorlus. I really like Brandon Dorlus. More of a 5 tech, like a 3-4 defensive end, but still I like him. He messed up in the draft process. He leaned out to try to get smaller. I still see him as more of an interior guy than an edge guy. Dwayne Carter out of Duke, I see him as a really good 3 tech. And then look, this is more probably 5th round, but I think that he should be as high as possibly a 2nd round pick. Christian Boyd out of UNI, I love. He doesn't get enough credit. They didn't invite him to the combine, but it's a small school guy. But look, Christian Boyd, if he gets out of the 3rd round, I think that the NFL fucked up. I really like him.
All right. Well, while we got this commercial, I'm gonna head upstairs. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
All righty. All right, Eagles moving up. They got Quinion Mitchell yesterday by sitting pat. Never would have expected Queen to fall that far. It's wild. Um, hmm, needs for this team. I mean, I guess they need another wide receiver. I don't really think that they need one, but it's stated all the time that they need another wide receiver. Interior offensive line. This could be JPJ here. This could be the Kelsey replacement. Get JPJ. And the amount that they moved up to go up here, like, yeah, you could get a Cooper DeJean because he's worth it, but you did already just take a cornerback, a top end cornerback. JPJ makes sense to me. And if it's him, Goose, you're going to be a happy man. So I only got the 7 beers down last night, but I did get 1.5 pizzas down, so that was pretty cool. Felt fucking fantastic today, though, for not having had carbs in a while. So that's my update. I'm back on my business, eating healthy again. And it would be wild if they took DeJean. Oh, and the Packers just traded back with New Orleans Saints. Saints just moved up.
Heard we had another trade.
Yeah, the Packers traded pick 41 to the Saints, but Philly, who traded up here, JPJ, man. I'm thinking it's JPJ. Replace
That would make
Kelsey.
a ton of sense. Yeah.
Because they can't trade it. I mean, they could trade it for DeJean, but it'd be Quinion Mitchell and DeJean. They'd be loading that defensive backfield.
Yeah. JPJ could be it. Wow.
They just go loading it in the defensive backfield.
They're fixing that fucking defensive backfield.
Wow. Hey, we'll see how Goose feels about this one. I just put out the text to him.
Yeah.
Look, they are reloading in that defensive backfield, man.
Yeah.
Let me pull up their depth chart here real quick just to make sure. Uh, we did this before where we looked at the Eagles depth chart. Fuck off. All right, yep. Darius Slay and James Bradbury are their two starters. But both of them are aging out. Both of them are kind of not doing what they used to do. So it makes sense that they're
Somebody's
looking
about to
for
be
more
a
help.
cap casualty.
But Keely Ringo, they got him last year. Brought CJ Gardner Johnson back in. Uh, Look, I had said before when we were doing our team breakdowns that I felt like Darius Slay could be a trade candidate. And I think that makes it even more possible here.
Wait. All right, well, there's a fucking white cornerback in the NFL again. Go from Jason Sehorn to Cooper DeJean. I can't believe he was at 40. He was still there.
You know, our buddy Vasquez has brought this up. He's a Cowboys fan all the time. How do the Eagles continue to do this and get good players like that? They let him fall to him, man. Quinion and
Yeah.
Cooper.
They'd have fucked it up anyways. Okay.
Kool-Aid McKinstry off the board. There's your cornerback run. All right, they moved up for him. All right, Cardinals after trading with Atlanta up on the clock now. But it looks like Houston maybe has the pick.
No, yeah. Houston should be up, and
Oh,
then
oh, so yeah,
Arizona.
Houston and then Arizona. Excuse me. And this was the pick that the Vikings traded to him in order to get to 23. I feel like they are going to be looking defense. My favorite defensive player here, D lineman, specifically Marshawn Nealand.
I gotta figure out. I mean, I want Malachi Corley. Just nobody take him. That's
All righty, I'm going to go drain the main vein as well. I'll be right back.
all right. Sounds good, brother. Oh my god. All right. So Kool-Aid, listen, he has exceptional skill. If he puts it all together, he could be fucking awesome. But there are times where he just doesn't look like he's playing football. Like he doesn't know what's going on. I don't know if he gets lost or takes plays off. But he is like boom bust on a play-to-play basis. Draft tracker here. Come on, show me the draft tracker. Houston on the clock. Oh. I'm gonna go receiver here. All right, last. Okay, well, yeah, Evo said the run on corners may be going here.
Kamari Lassiter, huh?
Yeah, Kamari Lassiter went.
All right, look,
Let's
I,
put
I like him.
corner. No, just turn around.
I like Lassiter. He's not as high on my list as some other corners, but at the end of the day, I trust D'Amico.
I think the thing that you like is that he can play inside and outside.
Mm.
Like, I don't know if I love him as an outside corner. I think I'd rather see him in the slot, which kind of pigeonholes him for me. But he can play on the outside. Showed in Georgia he can play on the outside. I feel like he's better inside.
You know who hasn't been talked about either, who I love as a nickel, and again, feel like he's a first-round style nickel, Mike Sainristil out of Michigan. And I got Renardo Green, Cam Hart, Enos Rakestraw, TJ Tampa, all above Lassiter. But look, you're going to take the guy that you feel is going to fit best with your system. But if you're thinking about playing him inside, Sainristil out of Michigan would have been the way I would have went. All right, Cardinals pick is in.
Yeah. They also need a corner. See another corner go here? Maybe.
Spencer Rattler. Big take Spencer. Future Kyler replacement.
Yeah, that'll be good. I don't think we're going to see a quarterback go here in the second round. I don't think the value's there now.
It depends on how you feel about Spencer Rattler. The Vegas Raiders missed out on quarterbacks in the first round. He's the next closest thing. The Raiders could go there. You don't have to start him right away. You can take time to develop.
I would fucking wait. I wouldn't do it, man.
Robert Goblin said that they already have a white safety on his team in Blankenship, I believe. So he doesn't necessarily think that they can, like, he's asking, is it legal to have more than one white safety playing?
I don't know.
We'd have to go into the annals of time and check the rule book on this one, but it's a good question.
Oh, man. That's crazy. What the hell is happening right now? So Mel's best is Edgerrin Cooper here. TJ Tampa, Adisa Isaac. Don't show Malachi Corley's name. God, I mean, Vegas is up next, man. I guess technically we could see a quarterback go there.
That's what I'm saying.
So like, crazy high for me in Spencer Rattler, dude.
It is so, but like, high. Do you want to wait on, like, if you want a guy, you might as well get him and take time to develop him. You like, I feel like Rattler will go sometime here between the second and third rounds. I think Rattler will go today.
I think he'll go today. I don't know if he'll go in the second round.
Honestly, if you compare him to Aiden O'Connell, which one do you think is better? It's closer to a toss-up. Like, I wouldn't have had Aiden O'Connell as high as I do now last year. Like, if they're in the same draft, Rattler's going above Aiden O'Connell to me. But after seeing O'Connell in the league last year, he was okay, but nothing super special.
They got the third. They got pick 77 in the third.
All right, Raiders pick is in as well. We're waiting. See who the Cardinals get. It's possible, man.
We're also not 100% sure that it's Spencer Rattler. Like, everybody assumes that's the next name. But after those top 6, it can be fucking anybody that these teams like.
I was like, why is Emmitt Smith so thick?
Dude, that's who I thought. I was like, God damn, Emmitt Smith got large. But not Emmitt.
Nope, Leonard Davis. Oh. We see who the pick is.
Uh-oh.
Also, it's a little bit of a jump, but a good pick, I guess. Cornerback. I like Melton as well. I have him a little bit lower on my rankings. I have him as high as going in the second round. He has jumped a bunch in the past 2 weeks. Let's see here. I'll let you listen to what they're saying about Melton.
It's easy. He never even. Wow. Track a ball. Tell you that.
Yeah. Well, so real quick here, I have people's views on Max Melton is going to seem to vary widely. I lean towards him becoming a very productive and versatile starter, but he'll be taking possibly a little bit later because he's a better slot and nickel player than he is on the outside, despite having plenty of experience on the outside. He does have some really good ball skills, which he also is seen in his brother, who's the Packers wide receiver, Bo Melton. And he's translated that into 3 touchdowns last season. He's easily beaten on slant routes and needs to work on finding better angles and run support.
Okay.
And I had him rated as a 2nd to 5th rounder.
That's a big gap. 2nd to 5th.
Because I view him as more of a slot.
Okay.
So slot could drop him more. Guard Jackson Powers Johnson.
Interesting. I mean, I got him at center. He has some position flexibility, but JPJ to Vegas. I fucking love Jackson Powers Johnson, dude. He is.
Yeah, I'm a JPJ fan too.
Yeah, he moves people. He's so good.
They have Andre James right now as their starting center. And I think he's solid. Cody Whitehair is left guard and Dylan Parham as the right guard. Interesting. I mean, Whitehair is old. They're getting a good player that can play anywhere along that interior line. Good pick there for the Raiders.
Out in space. Come on, be an athlete. Be an athlete. There we go. Good.
Oh, boy.
Big man in space. I like it. Yep.
All righty. Just in case they do something really stupid here, I'm going to go up to double screen because we got the Packers going. I did say the R word last night. Apologies if that offended you, but I don't care.
Let's see if they pull off another one of those moves right now. Now, who are you hoping for here, Evo?
Oh boy, who am I hoping for, and who I think is more reasonable is vastly different. I do think they need defensive back help. I could see them going for an Enos Rakestraw, TJ Tampa. They could go for a safety at this point, Newbin. I made fun of that last night. Bad safety class. They could have taken Newbin, and it would have been a better pick than who they got. Again, we said developmental tackle prospect. His arms aren't long enough to be a tackle in the NFL for Morgan, so
Yeah.
he's definitely a guard.
Yeah.
Mhm. Give it to him. Adrian Cooper. All right,
Yeah.
look, Adrian Cooper, solid player, good linebacker.
I think they'll probably find a good way to use him.
I mean, right now,
action, like he can play both spots.
yeah, look, he'll probably be the middle linebacker. Right now, they have Isaiah McDuffie, who's playing middle linebacker, or slated to be the starter. Nothing special. Quay Walker is their weak side. Because and Preston Smith technically is a linebacker, but he kind of plays that right defensive end role.
Yeah.
So McDuffie is probably who he's going to be in there for. He's fast, speed guy, like a little bit more of that hybrid safety style of play in a linebacker body.
Spy. There you go. Trigger it there. Yeah, that's a good play.
All right, not a bad pick by the Packers here.
Not bad. Not bad.
Like he's a good player. I still think that it would have been a better pick to take him in the first round, even though that would have been a jump than the jump that they made for their tackle Morgan. That's me personally. Hey, is what it is.
Yeah, Panthers. God. They didn't get a pass rusher yet, did they?
No. The Packers moved up from that first pick. They got Xavier Legette. I don't believe they've gotten anyone else because they haven't had another pick yet.
Pass rusher here? You mean lose Brian Burns?
You would think so. That would make some sense. Excuse me. For me, pass rushers that are still available, I really like Marshawn Nealand. He's a 3-4, 5 tech to me with enough athleticism at 275 pounds that he can stand up as well. Chris Braswell, Alabama. Yeah. Jonah Ellis.
Okay, there we go. Now it fucking popped up. Now I can fucking see who the hell's available still.
Watch, they'll take someone that we like, but way too early, like a Mo Kamara.
Where did it go? Where did it go? Austin Booker. Braswell.
Running back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's your running back.
I mean, possibly one of the best guy on the board by some people's estimation.
Yeah, I think like him and Benson out of FSU are the two like top guys for me probably. Yeah, before the injury, like that's what would be dropping him. Good back.
Yeah, good runner. Makes one cut, gets upfield. That's a guy, different type of runner than Bijan for sure.
And look, the guys that they got on their roster right now, he easily is better than them. Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders, Mike Boone. He's an upgrade.
Oh, for sure. Younger, no tread. I mean, the tread is like basically new on Jonathan Brooks as well. I'm pretty sure.
Despite the injury, that's the scary part is the injury, but he should be ready to go by training camp. Now, the Carolina Panthers did move up here with Indianapolis. They were originally at pick 52, traded back up to take him. I wonder if they thought that they needed to beat the Giants to get a new running back.
Maybe. Got to see back-to-back running back? I don't think so. There's no way,
Mm.
right?
It's a little rich time-wise to be taking running backs in general. But the Giants could absolutely use one. Saquon not being there anymore.
Oh, well. Oh. Stop playing that music. Jesus.
My child.
Bert. Jesus. Sounds like he's being murdered.
So Giants have Devin Singletary as their main guy. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know the rest of their running back group here. Gary Brightwell, Eric Gray, and Joshua Corbin.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah. Look, Singletary is decent. Not a full-time back, though.
Corner running back, quarterback. I mean, God, how Spencer Rattler. Let's see a Spencer Rattler go here.
Wow. I don't know.
That would be so wild, dude. It's not going to happen.
No, they've got too many
see another
quarterbacks in that range. You've got fan favorite Tommy Big Nuts DeVito out there, Drew Lock, and Daniel Jones.
Maybe you think they maybe double up on receiver here? Give them some fucking weapons. Whoever the hell's going to play quarterback.
So look, they already in getting Malik Neighbors, they don't have the worst receiving core out there. They need offensive line help. Like they could take a guard here and be real happy with it. But look, they've got Malik Neighbors as their main dude now, right? And he's going to be definitely change that offense. They have Jalen Hyatt as their deep speed threat on the outside. Wandale Robinson, who is an okay slot style receiver. Isaiah Hodgins and Darius Slayton as their backups, and Miles Boykin as well as backup. Like those are number 3 style receivers, but that's not the worst setup there. So they have a well-rounded receiving core now. Yes, there's upgrades to be made at Wandale and with Jalen Hyatt, but Jalen Hyatt was a first-round pick last year. They're going to give him time, and Wandale Robinson was a high pick a couple years ago. So I think they're going to feel okay with that. Their offensive line needs help, though. Andrew Thomas, obviously, has looked pretty good. Evan Neal did not pan out for them. So right now at right tackle, they have him fighting with Jermaine Illuminor. So they could use that. They brought in John Runyon on an expensive contract this year to play right guard, which is weird because he is not his dad. He was a subpar guard for the Green Bay Packers. They brought him in on an expensive contract, so I think they're thinking he's starting. Left guard, Aaron Stinney, don't know who the fuck that is. They need line help at right tackle and left guard. And right guard, realistically. John Michael Schmitz, former Minnesota center that we loved. He's their center. I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah. Cooper Beebe. Cooper Beebe here.
Cooper Beebe, Brandon Coleman. Brandon Coleman has been a big riser as well as a guard. If I'm them, I am focusing on that offense, trying to give Daniel Jones everything possible to be successful. A running back, I guess, is on the table as well here. But offensive line is where I'm going.
They're going corner. I got corner.
Which corner?
I don't know. Who's up there? TJ Tampa?
Enos Rakestraw, TJ Tampa, Mike Sainristil.
Tyler Newman, safety. Okay.
He's the replacement for McKinney.
Yeah. So they do go defensive back, just not the corner. not a great safety class, but this dude should
And,
help that defense out quite a bit.
yeah, it's a pick your poison type of situation at safety. Newbin does nothing fantastic, but does everything well.
Ooh. Ooh. That's a long way to go on that blitz.
Yeah. Look, he's no Winfield, but he's a solid safety for sure.
All right.
All right, Jags pick is in. They took Brian Thomas yesterday, and this is where this has got to cornerback. I'm calling cornerback here. Thought they could have taken one. They desperately needed one yesterday. They went with probably BPA and Anita at wide receiver with Brian Thomas. This has got to be a cornerback here, though. My favorite guy on the list is Enos Rakestraw. He is very solid.
I think they go interior offensive line. Haynes. I'm going Haynes.
Did you just say his sister died last night?
Yeah. Like, okay.
There's that D tackle, man. Dude, this is a potential guy. Like, again, Mason Smith, big fucking dude. All right. What you has all the physical skills that you want as a defensive tackle, never put it together. Like, he is super unpolished.
Sorry. I'm getting fucking nervous because the dudes that I want are still on the board. We're right fucking there,
Dude.
man. I can see the Browns on the board now.
So my right up here, Mason Smith, one of 3 defensive tackles that'll be taken from LSU this year, and he's one of the 2 who has a high ceiling if he is able to develop. Smith has a fantastic size and strength, but his development was cut short due to an ACL tear in 2022. He's extremely raw, but has the physical skills that can't be taught, so he could be impressive with development. Another LSU guy. They're going all LSU so far there for Jacksonville.
Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Where do we want? Oh, I think I know where they're going to go. But I would love them to not.
Well, the Bengals took Mims yesterday, correct?
Cincinnati did take Amarius Mims yesterday. I was very happy with that. I would be willing to bet they go tight end here.
If they do, my favorite guy is Ben Sinnott. I love him there. They also need defensive line help, possibly edge if Trey Hendrickson gets traded.
Oh, yeah. Ed. Who's there? Austin Booker. No, that's not. Chris Braswell. Adisa Isaac.
Marshawn Nealon, man. Like, I thought there was an outside chance for him to slip into the first round. I'm a fan of him.
We want bad guys here.
You want bad guys here. I'm just thinking of potential. Marshawn Nealon, if they get rid of Hendrickson, would be a great replacement. Defensive tackle, though, they big need there if they keep Hendrickson. And there's several dudes here that make a lot of sense. Chris Jenkins, Hall, Dorless, Dwayne Carter.
All right. Fuck you, Bengals. Fuck you. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, you lose Reader. That makes sense.
Yep. Look.
All right. Well, I mean, good for the Bengals. Good for Chris Jenkins.
He's
Good player.
light, man. He needs to add up a little bit of weight to be full-time interior.
I mean, he's a 3 technique. I don't think you want him inside.
Not because of his size, not necessarily. So this is what I got for him. Another player with Pro Bowl pedigree. Jenkins is not much of a pass rusher, but is extremely strong and will be effective in the run while creating opportunities for those around him in the pass game. Swallows up double teams despite his size. High floor starter who could still develop as a pass rusher.
Oh man. Okay. Commanders are in. Steelers are on the clock.
All right. And Commanders earlier took Jerzon Newton. They took that interior guy. I still think they need to just beef up that line more, focus on that offense. This is where you can see one of those guards come off the board.
Christian Haynes.
There.
Okay.
Best interior nickel slot corner in the draft. Good pick.
Ooh.
Good player. Mike Samersill.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Booger. We needed the cliche reference on the size.
Now, Samersill, my comparison to him is Antoine Winfield Sr. He's that sort of a nickel corner. Maybe Terrence Newman a little bit, but solid.
Well, they said he's a receiver for 3 years. He's got ball skills.
Yeah.
So
I just look, he's good in zone and man, and I love how willing he is to come up and hit in the run.
Good pick.
All right, who are you wanting the Steelers to pick here?
Fucking kicker.
Who'd they take yesterday?
They took. Let me pull it up here. Oh, stop fucking doing that. These goddamn ads on the fucking NFL page are atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
Fatanu yesterday.
Troy Fatanu. So that was a good line selection. Now they can focus possibly on defense here. Cornerbacks, still a bunch of good ones available.
Rakestraw.
Rakestraw is smooth. He is polished. He is a great press man style corner. I think that he's going to surprise people. He's quiet, which causes him to slip some in these mocks and things like that. But I think that he's a good outside corner.
Man. Oh, we're so close. Come on.
My write-up for Rakestraw is pretty short. Super solid quarterback outside. Super smart, great anticipation, starting caliber traits. Not a press corner. Not great in the press, but he's great in zone. Starting caliber traits if he's in the correct system that prioritizes off coverage.
Well, it's 5'9". He's, I don't know if you want him up. Like, he can play man coverage. You can clearly see. And Michigan played plenty of man coverage this year.
See, I see him at 6', 188, but maybe that's not his combine.
I'm sorry, I'm fucking thinking about. You're talking about Rakestraw. I'm talking about the dude that was just picked, Sanderson.
Oh, Samerstill? Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's
Samerstill.
like I said, nickel all the way.
Yeah, that's my bad. I'm still thinking back to the goddamn pick before.
Now, if I'm thinking, wait, okay, yeah, Steelers are still on the clock. I feel like defensive back is absolutely in play for them here.
Yeah,
TJ Tampa feels like the type of guy for me here.
I just hope whoever it is doesn't play very well. For the Steelers.
Am I right for Tampa? Looks like a safety playing cornerback, still has the movement of a cornerback, needs more development, particularly in his footwork, playing at lower competition at Iowa State, not super low. But he was still productive despite this in college. May not be a day one starter, has very high upside. Likes to lay the lumber.
Cordero Patterson being there. Forgot about that.
Wide receiver is an option too here as well. I hate to say it.
Just somebody who stinks.
Another lineman.
Yeah. Well, they have needed linemen for quite some time.
And Frazier's fucking good. Like next to JPJ, him and JPJ are outstanding centers.
Hurt. Dude, if you want some fucking attention, just come over here. Stop fucking bitching. There you go. Move his ass for him.
Yep. I got that in my write-up. Wrestling guy.
Yep.
So I got Frazier comes from a wrestling background, typically is a strong trait for interior offensive linemen. Able to parlay this into an exceptional college career at center. Should be a very low or high floor plug and play center immediately.
I hope my son is watching this because he is. Well, this last year he played tackle, but he's been a center his entire time. He's played football. He was had his second year of wrestling this year. So wrestlers make good football players. Keep wrestling, G.
Especially on the line.
Yeah. Oh, man, I don't love that. Like, he's a good player. I don't love that he's going to the Steelers.
All right, Colts up. Thought they could have taken a cornerback yesterday. They went with the edge, Laiatu Latu. Fucking stud. So
I think a receiver could be an option here for them.
Receiver is an option here. Defensive back is an option. But I would lean towards a receiver here. Add options for their stud quarterback, Anthony Richardson. Look, AD Mitchell's still there.
Yeah. We're gonna have a choice of a pretty good wide receiver, I think.
Yeah. AD Mitchell, Troy Franklin, Jalen McMillan, Roman Wilson.
which I think, like I said, that if we go best player available, that's going to be one of these receivers. Oh my God. There it is, wide receiver.
Heck.
I'm not-
All right, Colts fans, this guy could develop into a true X. Great size, great speed. He's had some questionable times where he kind of disappears, but you get the 100% out of him, you're getting a really good player.
All right. God, we were so close. Come on.
Yeah, didn't have a drop this season.
Whoo. How did he fall this far? And Xavier Worthy went where he went. I don't get it. All right.
Washington on the clock. You guys are up next.
I don't know if they would go wide receiver here, would they? I mean, they might.
Washington? They might. You guys are on the clock. Pick is in for Washington.
Brownings, here we go. There it is. Pick is in.
And commercial break.
Of course, it's a fucking commercial break right now.
Mm-hmm. Adonai Mitchell, I got true number 1 X style traits. Issues revolve around consistency. Seems to disappear or lose his aggression in some games.
He's a good receiver, man.
Yeah.
Colts will be very happy, I think.
Oh, yeah. Him alongside Michael Pittman with Downs running out of the slot.
Working the underneath, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good setup.
And we were going to get to see Anthony Richardson. Like, we didn't get to see much of Anthony Richardson before he was out.
Yeah, well, hopefully he protects himself, you know?
Yeah.
He took a lot of big hits last year. And I was real high on Anthony Richardson. I'm scared about his development because of taking those hits and that time away. Like, it starts to skew his projection to more of a Justin Fields than a Lamar Jackson. So that's what scares me there. But look, if anyone knows how to work those types of quarterbacks, it's that head coach out there in Indianapolis. He did wonders with Jalen Hurts. So,
yeah. Oh, Colts are going to be good. Man, the AFC is a fucking bitch, and I hate it.
I mean, look, if he goes down, they got Flacco.
That's true. Flacco will fucking sling the pill around too, dude. He doesn't give a fuck. Joe's letting it fly. Oh. I'll be right back, man.
All right, better make it quick.
I will. I didn't want to pick my nose in the middle of the stream, so. Oh, okay. Browns are on the clock. Come on, get the Commanders out of here. I'm just hoping that we make a pick.
I mean, you guys have been on the clock for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, he just hinted towards a tight end here.
Oh,
But I still think offensive line is the way to go. Keep building that line for your new quarterback.
yeah. Especially with that goddamn death trap of a stadium.
Yeah. Can't move out of there quick enough. Jaden Daniels' knees are in danger.
Yeah. Okay, we're still on the clock, man. What is?
Fucking gotta stop listening to Adam Schefter. He is showing these too much. Your pick is in, by the way. He is one of my favorite tight ends in this class. I had a bet that he would be the second tight end taken on FanDuel. I just made myself some money. So
Nice.
thank you, Commanders, for that one.
Nice.
All right. We are going to be going to the screen here so we can gauge a reaction on this.
Oh, okay. God damn it. He's there.
Who do you want?
Malachi Corley, dude. Malachi Corley is sitting right there. He's a physical wide receiver. He makes plays after the fucking catch. David Njoku and Malachi Corley working underneath and breaking fucking tackles would be amazing. With, all right. Oh my God, I want it.
If you listen to our receiver episode, you know what I think about Malachi Corley. This is my write-up that's on the No Sleeves Network. Height seems to restrict him to the slot, but he plays way bigger and way stronger than his 5'11 frame. Think of a running back movement and strength for passing over the middle and screen plays. Route running and footwork are still raw, but he's a fun and strong gadget player who's going to operate well out of the slot.
I want him.
He's one of those Debo style players.
Malachi Corley. Oh, come on. Pick is in. Like that.
How pissed are you going to be if they take a running back?
I mean, I would not be pissed, but I'd be pissed. Like, that's bad. That's bad form. Nick Chubb's coming back. They adjusted the money. Come on, don't be a fucking running back. Be a wide receiver. Malachi Corley. Come on.
All right, here you go, Mike.
All right. Good on Carl Nassib. Did you watch that fucking what the hell is the training camp thing?
Hold up.
Malachi Corley.
Oh,
Okay.
defensive lineman. You got Hall out of
Okay.
Ohio State.
I like
Michael
Michael Hall. I
Hall.
feel like this is a little high for Michael Hall, in my opinion.
Maybe a little bit.
But I like this pick. Like D tackle, the name was brought up. I'm good with this. I still wanted Malachi Corley, but Michael Hall Jr., I'm pumped. Ohio State guy, stays in the state. Everybody's gonna fucking love that.
Look, there's not a zero chance that Malachi Corley doesn't still make it to the third round. According to like ESPN's big board, there's still like 7 receivers or so ahead of him. Michael Hall, my right up here, doesn't have the height or weight to fit as a true 3 tech currently, so he'll need some body modification, bulk up, which could limit him in his career early to be more of an outside lineman, or purely as a pass rush specialist, which he was very good at in college.
That's fine. I'll take pass rush from the interior. The more pass rush we can get, the better.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I like it. Kevin looked good. Stefanski looked like he was happy. AB looked like he was happy. Everybody seemed like they're on the same page. Michael Hall, I like this pick.
Hall's a solid player. A little higher for me, but definitely within the range.
A little high for me as well, but
Dolphins pick is in. Cowboys are on the clock. Miami yesterday taking edge rusher Chop Robinson. I still think that they need help along that interior line bad. Christian Haynes is there, Cooper Beebe's there, Brandon Coleman. They all make sense. If not, they could look at a tackle. Fisher, Rosengarten, Sua Matia all make sense. But to me, it should be offensive line here.
Yeah, they need offensive
Malachi
line.
Corley is the third highest for Mel's best available. Looking on ESPN with their regular listing here, Malachi Corley is number 7 on their list.
I don't think he's making it to the third round, bro.
I think he could. There's a lot of good receivers left on here.
Yeah. Chop Robinson, I love that pick. God. O-line for sure here, right?
That's where I'm at.
God, Cooper Beebe, you think interior or tackle?
I think it's interior, man. It should be interior because of how much they're hurting there. That being said, I don't know that Cooper Beebe fits. He's not as athletic and mobile as you would think they would want there.
Yeah, Christian Haynes maybe a little bit better at that spot.
He's not much of a mover either.
Nah,
definitely more of a run blocker. Patrick Paul. All right, he's a tackle who I feel has a little bit more suitability at guard. Big dude.
That's one of the great things about offensive line is if you are on the outside, you can always fail inward. Mm-hmm. So you're a great tackle in college? Well, you don't know if you're a tackle. You can be a fucking guard, though, in the NFL.
So my writer for Patrick Paul, I had him as a 3rd to 5th rounder, an ogre as far as his size, not athletic like some of the others with that size. Plays high without great speed, but wins because of his size and wingspan in particular. Still has room to develop his fundamentals. Can play out as a tackle, but I would move to guard.
Running back here for Dallas? We going running back?
Makes a lot of sense, man. Look, I think Trey Benson would be a slam dunk for them here. Immediate, he becomes probably a top 15 fantasy football pick.
Don't you think Jalen Wright might be better, more of what they want, though? Somebody who can still catch it a little bit out of the backfield. That's what they wanted to have with Tony Pollard, but it was never going to be Tony Pollard.
Unfortunately, scouting the helmet Reminds me of Kamara in a lot of ways, and Pollard as well. I don't like him between the tackles as much, but he's a good receiver and a good runner. I think if you're looking for your all-around guy, it's Trey Benson. Trey Benson's one of the 3 running backs that's ran a sub 4.4. What do I got here? Trey Benson, impressive athleticism for his size. He lacks some patience and is a little bit of a north-south runner, which it can be a good thing. Has the potential to be a lead back in the NFL very quickly.
I mean, Dallas needs a running back.
Or they could look at my sleeper guy, Tyrone Tracy, who I love out of Purdue.
These boardrooms always look so ridiculous. Like, these shots are asinine.
Like this to me, I don't like. It looks too much like a CEO business office. I like the one where it's like stadium seating, like NASA type shit, like the Vikings got.
Yeah. Well, of course, you're
I am partial to it, but I like that where it's like everyone looks like they're super fucking involved rather than just sitting around being grumpy old men around a boardroom table.
So the boardroom table is bad, but I mean, I do love the Bill Belichick old wooden chair, dog at the fucking kitchen table.
I like the draft fun fact that they have up. Vikings are the only team currently without a day 2 pick. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm still here. Here for it.
Hey, you had your night last night. Tonight I get to see some picks.
Yeah, I sure did.
Because their offensive line is still old as shit. They can use offensive line too.
If they want to double dip, they already got Guyton, who's a little bit more of a developmental guy.
Under a minute here.
They're talking about they might be trying to deal it. Nope, they're taking someone.
Do you think McCarthy left because he was actually happy, or because he wasn't happy?
I think that he probably had to pee. There he is. Bladder issues.
All right, what do we got here? All right, here we go. Come on, Dallas. Let's take another running back here.
Are they going to have the people in wheelchairs select running back?
That's awful.
It's terrible.
Oh. Bert. Jesus.
That Ben Sinnott pick for me won me $12, $12.50.
Hell yeah.
Second tight end drafted. fucking killing it on FanDuel.
I didn't know that thing. It sounds dope as fuck.
Oh, good. They gave him an actual microphone to hold on to.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if they
Come
wheel him
on,
up
guys.
on
Let's
the
not
drum-
fuck this up that bad.
Nealand. Love him.
Huh. Okay. I didn't think
Good
Edge was on the board here.
When they said Marshawn, I thought it was going to be Marshawn Lloyd, running back out of USC, but no, it's Marshawn Nealand. Good fucking defensive end, 5 tech. He's got the athleticism to play standing up, even at his fucking size.
Man. I'm interested to see how they're going to use all these guys.
You can never have
Micah
enough
Parsons isn't coming off the
pass
field.
rushers.
That's very true, but they actually have some needs that
If you
I thought
watch
they
this
would
game
address.
versus, I believe it's Michigan State, he's a fucking stud.
Spin underneath.
Mm-hmm. Football playing son of a gun.
Son of a gun.
So my write-up for Nealand, another player that I'm higher on than some others. Nealand is overlooked because he played at Western Michigan, a smaller school, but he was absolutely dominant both in the pass and the run that while playing against that lower competition. He showed out during the pre-draft process while possessing the size that you want for both a 3-4 or a 4-3, can stand up and rush as well, and creates havoc regardless of the situation.
Good pick. I am so tired. But I think once we are done with the second round, we're going to call it a day.
All righty. Hey, look, Bucks are up right now. I thought they were going to be going edge rush last night. They went with Graham Barton instead. So edge rush would be where I'd be looking for them right now. With Nealand going off the board, that changes things a little bit. But they still got some good guys available. Now, I'm not as high on Braswell. I think that he's overlooked a little bit, but I'm not super high on him. You got some other guys, Jalix Hunt, a no-name right at Houston Christian, who has all the tools and size that you want, but is super, super raw. Adisa Isaac, who, again, I think was boosted up a little bit by Chop Robinson's play. Adisa Isaac had great stats, but that's because all the sacks were being pushed towards him by Chop. Jonah Ellis needs to put on a little bit of weight, but he's got all the traits that you're looking for, and also a legacy guy. And Braylon Trice, who I think is overlooked as well. He's fallen a lot during this process, not through like his own fault. He's a guy that I feel like has just been overlooked. He was once seen as a potential first rounder early in the process, mid first round pick, and then slowly dropped. Like Jared Verse, I see a lot of similarities. He isn't super flashy on the stat sheet, but he's a power rusher, creates havoc, allows the rest of the team to thrive. and has a solid mix of what Verse brings, and also some mix of what Marshawn Nealand, who just went, has, but he's going to be at a discounted price. And I have a round 2-3 grade on Braylon Trice there.
You think the linebacker could be in play here?
Maybe, but I mean, I don't have a ton of guys like Edgerrin Cooper was the main dude. Junior Colson is also a good all-around backer. Peyton Wilson, if you can deal with the age and injuries, could be an absolute fucking stud. But I'm not sure if they really need one.
I mean, unless they go more offensive line, I feel like this is going to be a defensive pick.
Well, they would be double dipping on offensive line at that point after taking Graham Barton yesterday.
No, I know, but that offensive line is kind of in a bad spot.
Current depth chart for them: they got Tristan Wirfs out on the left, Ben Bredesen as a guard, Graham Barton now as their new center, Cody Mock is the right guard, and Luke Gedeke at right tackle. Their line's all right. You know, they needed that center replacement there. Robert Hainsey was uninspiring. But look, you got Kalijah Cansey along the line, Vita Vea and Logan Hall, but those outside backers, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka did not show up like you would want to see. They got KJ Britt and Levante David. Levante David is getting up there in age, man. And Yaya Diaby, who I think is a good situational and rotational pass rusher, but he's not like starting quality to me. I really think they need a good pure edge rusher. Jonah Ellis is the best guy that I think is like developmental good edge rusher here, but like a Braylon Trice, who still to me is a little bit more of a 4-3 style end. Like I said, I'm a big fan of. Yeah, I think Jonah Ellis would probably be the best option there right now.
Damn, I didn't realize he was that young. Michael Hall Jr. is only 20 years old. So he can definitely get into that body a little bit more.
Plenty of room to develop. Like I said, pass rush specialist right now could develop into more with some weight.
What? I guess, yeah, linebacker, but call him an edge.
All righty, Braswell. He's all right. Uninspiring. I mean, all right, another Packers pick here. They did good with their first one in the second round with Edgerrin Cooper. Let's see where they go with here. Again, more good defensive backs out there and need some safety help.
Sorry, I'm tweeting about Michael Hall.
Mm-hmm. And I'm eating chicken.
Hell yeah.
All right. Safety, Javon Bullard.
Yeah, he dominated in that fucking TCU game.
Yeah.
And that Georgia defense is so fucking well coached. This kid's going to come in and be able to slide in right into whatever concept you're doing.
Hey, we brought in Lewis Seen from Georgia, and he's been absolute dog shit. And I'm looking forward to seeing Javon Bullard be the same. That being said, he's my second-rated safety on the board. I am not a great athlete, tenacious and versatile, has a lot of characteristics that make you want to use him as a big nickel. Good tackler overall, but still not the best in run support. Feels like a solid third safety on a team whose play style will allow his position to be hybrid.
Receiver? Okay. Guy
Yep.
you said you liked?
Best right tackle left on the board. He was the guy that played opposite of Joe Alt, so he didn't get as much of the attention, but he's a fucking good tackle. Good spot for him here, end of the second round.
Yeah. Texans continue to improve the protection around their stud young quarterback. I thought a receiver maybe played. I don't know if you saw the clip, but they were doing a podcast, and who the hell got? Oh, when Ricky Pearsall got taken, CJ was not pleased. He's like, God damn it! He was like, he wanted Ricky Pearsall real bad.
You know, they have good receivers there, though. They got Diggs, they got Tank Dell, they got Nico. Can't think of their fourth guy, but he's good too. Like, they got a good group there. You can only put so many on the field at once.
Well, Stephon Diggs, I think, is only there for a year. He's a 1 year rental.
Definitely can be.
Nico Collins is going to be the best receiver on that team.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that new H?
Not good.
It's not good.
I don't mind the uniforms overall in general, but the ones specifically with that H, nah. Like, it looks arena league to me.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple funny TikToks about it of them like being, showing off to the players like, hey guys, look, this is our new logo. And everyone's like, he's like, pretty cool, huh? Like, yeah. And it's like, yeah. And then you start hearing like, well, we've seen some people showing off pictures of a helmet with like big ass bullhorns on it. And they're like, oh man, yeah, that probably would have been cool, huh?
Yeah, that H is not good. Oh, man. I don't remember. Did they take a short break in between 2 and 3 anymore? Or
no, I thought I know.
No.
But Bills are on the clock. Pick is in. Took Keon Coleman.
A terrible pick.
They could go receiver here again, double down. A lot of good receivers still on the board. I think
I feel like
backers on the in
yeah,
play.
I think corner you'd have to go with. Tre'Davious White is not back or is coming back?
Not back.
Not back. Even when Tre'Davious was signed to the team, it was kind of up or down if he was playing because he had dealt with so many injuries, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and double check on it. I'll pull up their depth chart here, but I'm almost positive he's not. All right. Cornerback, left cornerback, Christian Benford. Right cornerback, Rasul Douglas. And nickel back is Turin Johnson.
They could go corner for sure.
Yeah.
Bills fans, I went and checked Bills Twitter. They seemed like they were very happy with Keon Coleman.
We're some of the people that aren't super high on him, man. So
Yeah.
I recognize some of the things that are good about him. I just don't like the value where he's taken. Like, he's still more of a third round guy to me.
Oh my god.
Offensive line we good for them here. I could see a Cooper Beebe, Christian Haynes fitting in.
Yeah. TJ Champa.
These fucking chicken wings or chicken legs are fucking hot. I made my rub hot as fuck.
Nice. Dude, that fucking KFC that they were showing looked good as shit. I see you eating chicken. Man, this chicken sounds delicious.
All right. Who is it?
Good job. Take your time. Make it count. Okay, safety, huh?
I have nothing on him.
Let's figure out. Damn, 6'2".
White guy.
Dude. There's another white DB. Team White is starting to. Well, I mean, we're very young. Very young squad on for the white DBs.
Cole Bishop, according to Arif Hassan's consensus big board, which is a amalgamation of all of the major draft big boards out there, he is the 72nd ranked player, 4th ranked safety. So this is a third round pick by their rankings, but 4th safety, and there's only been 2 taken so far. The next safety above him, Jaden Hicks out of Washington State, who I am familiar with. I wasn't familiar with Cole Bishop here, one that slipped by me, I guess, but still, like, not a good safety class and not a good enough safety for this round, in my opinion.
All right,
Bit of a reach.
Corner? More corner help for the Lions?
They already got a fantastic corner in the first round.
They were really bad in the secondary. I know they're not going to double up, but
I think that they need to go pass rush here. Jonah Ellis, legacy pick for the Lions. That's where I'd be going.
Really? Oh. Let's see here. I say the crowd looked fucking awesome again.
Yeah.
Edge, you think?
Jonah Ellis. That's what I'm calling. There's your corner. Their corner doubled up.
Man, I can't, dude. Their defensive backs were so fucking bad. They gave up so many points.
I just feel like a big way because they got some decent guys. The big way to fix that is extra pass rush. Don't pay attention to what he ran in the 40.
Yeah. Ignore that big number that everybody worries about.
Okay, Goose. I'm sure that you, from the first time we did our fucking draft, I'm sure you watched film on all the players you picked too. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't know a lot of these guys.
No, Rakestraw, I'm a fan of.
Oh, so I know like um Cole Bishop, I didn't know shit about.
I mean, we had a safety episode, didn't go over him whatsoever. Ravens pick is in.
Be shitty. Hunter. What the fuck? They go another offensive lineman? No. Wide receiver?
I mean, we thought they might do that
Oh,
first
don't be
round.
Malachi Corley. Don't fucking take Malachi Corley.
I had previously projected Leggett to them. Malachi Corley is in the same sort of fucking mold, just a little bit smaller.
Don't fucking do it. Please don't do it. No, 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 no.
Rosengarten, right tackle.
Okay. All right. Whoo.
All right. Yep. Makes sense.
The Browns have extra picks on day 3. We could trade back up and go get Malachi Corley right now.
Or do you not
I would
have a
be
third
very
round?
happy.
Well, you do have a third round pick. Yeah, you could still make that happen. So look, as a right tackle right now is Daniel Fiale. I don't know how to pronounce that, but he was a earlier pick a couple years ago out of Minnesota, who was a monster of a fucking dude. Ronnie Stanley's at left tackle. Rosengarten, like I said, is a right tackle primarily. So an interesting pick for me because like they got Ben Cleveland at right guard, Voorhees, who's going to be sliding in as their left guard, and Linderbaum as their center. Their line is pretty decent unless Faleli or whatever the fuck his name is hasn't been performing well. They also brought in Josh Jones from Houston this offseason as a right tackle. I like Rosengarten. I don't necessarily see like this must just be like a BPA style pick for them because I don't know where he fits in.
Listen, that works for me. I don't give a fuck how it worked. I'm not super worried about this pick. That's great. It wasn't my receiver. Like, cool. The Ravens are still going to be fucking good. That does not worry me, though.
Hey, Scott. So they complete 2 rounds, round 2 and round 3 tonight. So we are just about finished up with round 2, moving on to round 3. And Goose, no, those are not wings from Vinny's. Those are wings from their chicken legs, big ass legs from Fry's Food that are specially seasoned up by myself and cooked by the old lady in the air fryer. So,
hell yeah, I barbecued some chicken last night.
Back on the carnivore diet for me. So I just ate 3 big ass legs, and I got another 3 coming. The pizza treated me fine, surprisingly.
All right.
I can see offensive line here for the Chiefs.
I'm about to go blow my fucking nose.
Stanford City. Kingsley Suamataia. Tackle. Yep. I like him. He needs a little bit of time to develop. They can give him the time to develop. He's going to be a good tackle.
Yeah. At this point, that's a value pick. They don't need to play him.
I see him as a second round guy. Getting him this late in the second round, good value. Kingsley Sumatia, I actually had him above Blake Fisher, Roger Rosengarten, and Patrick Paul on my list. I got him much like Guyton. Kingsley's a developmental prospect, good size, great athleticism and strength, lacking technique, needs to be refined, but has a quicker timeline to be a impact starter than Guyton, but a lower ceiling. So poor man's Tyler Guyton, really good pick there for the Chiefs.
Is that what fucking pick? Okay, I was like, what the hell's happening here? I thought we were getting some extra names that were on the board there. I was like, those are old picks though.
Right now, the Chiefs got Wanya Morris as their left tackle and Jawan Taylor as their right tackle. I do think Sumatia has flexibility, could play at either, but he's probably going to be a left tackle. He could probably take over for Wanya Morris pretty fucking quick. He's just going to be thrown into the fire at that point, and hopefully it won't fuck his development up. But I think he's probably left tackle of the future for the Kansas City Chiefs. Good pick by them.
Oh.
Scott hoping Green Bay would get Cooper DeJean. Well, thought that was a possibility. They were getting mocked Cooper DeJean a lot. And they could have moved up for him, I suppose, but I would have been upset if you guys got Cooper DeJean. He's a good player, and I don't want you guys getting good players. But you guys have done all right here in the second round as far as your picks, right?
That's always how it works. The fucking first round pick never makes any goddamn sense.
The first round pick to me for you guys was a joke. That guy, all these tackles that have been taken, I didn't have Jordan Morgan listed above any of them here in the second round. Because he's not a tackle, he's a guard. His arms are less than 33 inches. They do not meet the NFL requirement to play tackle for the most part. So he's going to be a guard for you. And I still felt that he was a developmental guard player. But let's see. You guys got Edgerrin Cooper, probably the best linebacker in this class. Super solid. So good pickup there. And then you also got Javon Bullard. He's my second rated safety in this class, but the safety class is kind of shit. So like I view him as a third safety. He's a hybrid guy. He likes to hit. So we'll see. He's coming from a good system. Hopefully, he doesn't turn out like Lewis Cine did for the Vikings. Our pick a couple years ago. It's been pretty terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, Green Bay does good with developing offensive linemen. I assume that he's going to become a league average guard at some point. But if you wanted a league average guard, you could have taken him round 3. There's really good guards that were still on the board at that point. You could have taken Jackson Power Johnson, used him as a guard, and he would have been better. Christian Haynes out there, better. Cooper Beebe, better. But those guys, it would have been too high for them in the first round. It just, to me, it feels like a waste of that first round pick on a guy that I personally don't have rated as high. Like Morgan, I had as at best a second round pick, probably a third rounder.
Oh. Oh man, this friend of the show, Nick Carnes, just posted the difference in Siaki Ika's RAS score and Michael Hall's RAS score, and it's just fucking disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
It's got, yeah, our division is going to be really interesting this year. I don't know that the Bears are going to suck, though. I think that they have a chance of being really good, at least offensively. We'll see. It's all based on Caleb, his potential. But with the receivers he's got throwing to, or that he can throw to, anyone should be successful.
Ugh.
Renardo Green, cornerback. Joe, you're going to like him. I'm a fan of Renardo Green.
Joe's been asking for a cornerback since yesterday. So,
yep. Renardo Green, I got him. I mean, he's a little bit lower than some of the guys that are still on the board, like TJ Tampa and Cam Hart, who I'm really high on. I hear is going to drop some because of some shoulder injury concerns. Renardo Green is awesome. I'll let you kind of watch here, Mike, and see what they're going to say about him before I give you my rundown.
just have keeping hands off. Oh, way to fucking recognize, come off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great play in college. That plays illegal in the NFL.
Yeah, and I'll get into that. Oh, Panthers just traded first pick in the third round. So my write up here, Renardo Green is a dog in press man. He's another cornerback, just like Cam Hart, who will become a productive and well-known starter in the league in no time. But he will be taken later than he should be. Renardo has showed out against some of the best receivers in the nation, particularly versus LSU and Malik Neighbors, and he doesn't get the respect that he should. He'll draw some pass interference and holding calls. He has a super aggressive play style, but he won't get bullied, and you can put a mark on that in the league. He isn't great against the run, but it's not because he isn't putting in the effort for it. Love Renardo Green.
All right. I mean, he tight coverage. He does a pretty good job of getting hands off too.
Jets are starting off the third round now, trading with the Carolina Panthers.
Ooh.
William Picard.
Space Force. Of course, his fucking name is Picard, and he goes into the Space Force. That is made up. That's a plant. That's not real.
Everyone's waving, smiling. The Marines just like, fuck you.
Marines don't smile. Marine didn't even fucking break out of parade rest, dude. Didn't even come out of parade rest.
Marines is, I want to eat crayons.
Oh. Love our Marines, but man.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
They're dudes.
They're dudes. Do you think he'll go to attention before he comes out of parade rest?
Nope.
All right. All right.
I don't know if that's a thing in the Marine Corps, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Cards already got their pick in too for the second pick.
Damn. Cardinals knew exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, well, things are speeding up now. Wish we could play it without the strike on YouTube.
No. Don't worry. Whatever you're hearing here is exactly the way it sounds there. I'm sure of it.
Mhm. Come on, Jets fucking pick. Obviously not the
Roger,
Jets,
get
but
your ass out
yeah,
there.
someone needs to fucking come out here and start the third round, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, whoever the fuck is not Roger? I keep blaming Roger. It's not Roger's fault anymore.
No, it's his fault. That's a leadership thing. Everyone underneath him that fucks up, it's his fault.
That's so that you see a bunch of soldiers, and you're like, fuck it, we're going right back to mass. But like, you know why? Because you're not fucking disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bunch of service members. That's the right word. It's hard getting out of just calling people fucking soldiers.
Uh-oh. We're talking about a wide receiver coming out to make the announcement is going to be a wide receiver.
No. I don't know why the fuck Braylon Edwards is on the Jets. Like, why is... God damn it!
Oh, no.
Motherfucker!
Well, Malachi Corley just went to the Jets with the first pick in the third round. Jets traded up with Carolina. And Mike is not happy.
Fuck Aaron Rodgers, man.
Yeah, fuck him, right?
Damn it.
Ugh. All right. Malachi Corley.
He is a fucking stud.
I already read the lineup for him. Look,
he's not even going to necessarily get to see the field because all of fucking Aaron Rodgers handpicked old assholes are going to be on the fucking field.
All right. Two guys that you should
Garrett
watch.
Wilson and Malachi Corley is a 1-2 combo anybody would kill for.
Two guys that you should watch for now. Not the same, but smaller guys that are extremely good receivers. Jacob Cowing and Malik Washington. All right. Jacob Cowing, small size, probably seen as a slot. However, no one was able to separate as well as him the past 2 years in college football. This made him a high receiving volume of passes and was very, very productive. His role in the NFL may become more limited due to the size. Malik Washington will be held back or drafted later because of his height, but his acceleration and agility will create quick separation, much like Cowing, and give cornerbacks fits in coverage. Doesn't have that great size or strength, but can open windows and create explosive plays. Those are both slot style guys like Malachi Corley would have been. They just don't have that running back build like he does.
Yeah, but Malachi Corley had the ability to play on the outside as well because he is a larger person. Like, oh, God damn it. All right. Well, let's trade back. Get more picks now. Oh.
Good
Wow.
fucking running
All
back,
right.
man. Good. All right. Got some competition there for James Conner.
Conner struggled with injuries as well, so this is also just insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Conner was out, the running back room was less than stellar down there in Arizona.
For sure. All right. Yeah, Spicy Mike's going to like that. So is Nick.
Get back. Take us in for Washington. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Glad my pain was good for you, Scott.
Mm-hmm. Waiting on him, and then it happens.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't think
I feel that pain.
for sure.
I feel that pain every year when I'm in a round where I have a pick and the guy I want goes before me, or we pick and we don't pick the guy I want. And I'm just like, ugh, what are we doing?
Yeah.
That's kind of the beauty of right now not having a pick here, is that I just know I'm not getting these guys, and it's okay.
Yeah, that's how I felt last night. I was just enjoying the spectacle of the draft. And now I'm fucking missing out on guys that I really want.
Commanders select Coleman. He's a tackle, but he's going to be a guard in the NFL, man. And he's going to be a solid guard.
Offensive line. Washington taking offensive line is not going to be a bad thing at any point in this draft.
No. Like I said, they got him listed there as a guard. They called him out as a tackle. He's got the correct height, size. He's smaller in the arms. He's gonna be a good guard. Zero sacks and 7 pressures allowed in 7 games as a left tackle.
I mean, that's not bad. I mean, that's a little higher on the pressure than you'd like, but
They have had a really good draft, man.
Picks. Yeah,
That's a fucking good draft for Washington. Jaden Daniels, Jerzon Newton, Mike Sainristil, Ben Sinnott, and Brandon Coleman. Those guys probably are all day one starters. Like the only question is Brandon Coleman, but I think because guards take a little bit more time to develop, I think those are all day one starters.
So you're penciling Jaden Daniels starting week 1.
I think, yeah. I think they're going to throw him in right away. Look, he's playing against Marcus Mariota for that spot.
That's true.
Like the smart move, I guess you could say, is play Mariota. But Cliff Kingsbury's system, from everything I've heard, is nothing fucking hard to pick up. It's just pitch and catch, north-south air raid type shit. So I think he's going to be able to pick up the system pretty quick. And they're putting all these good pieces around him, man. When we did our offseason stuff, Washington feels like one of those teams that could make a huge turnaround real quick, a Texans style turnaround to me, really quick. So with these picks that they're making, like, I don't doubt the possibility.
Man, I just hope that Jaden Daniels stays healthy.
They got to get out of that stadium quick. They got to get out of that stadium quick, and he has to learn to not be ragdolled.
No, LeBron. No. Taco Tuesday is not ever going to be your thing. No. Taco John's is where fucking Taco Tuesday is. It annoys the shit out of me that
Any
I
Mexican
love LeBron.
restaurant.
No, like Taco Tuesday is like fucking trademarked, or was, by Taco John's.
Yeah.
It's a taco place that is in Wyoming.
I haven't had Taco John's. I haven't had Taco John's since I was in college. They're in Minnesota as well. The potato olay is fantastic, especially after a night of drinking.
Amazing.
After a night of drinking, the potato olays hit.
Dude, and the breakfast burritos. Taco John's is far superior to Taco Bell. This is a pro Taco John's podcast.
Yeah, I have to agree. I wish we had like a 1-to-1 competition between Taco Bell and Taco John's around the country as far as like the same amount of stores, because like then
Taco
people would
John's is
truly find out
oh,
who the
my
king
God,
is.
Yeah. That's who owns Taco Tuesday. It's Taco John's. God damn it. I love LeBron, but leave Taco Tuesday alone.
Taco John's has owned the Taco Tuesday trademark in every state except for New Jersey since 1989.
Yeah, dude. Taco
Bell filed a petition in May of 23 with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to cancel the trademark owned by rival Taco John's 34 years because Taco Bell claims that the commonly used phrase should be freely available to all who make, sell, eat, and celebrate tacos. As a result of the trademark being abandoned, Creel said that it's donating $40,000 or $100 per its roughly 400 locations to children's restaurant employees.
So they gave up the Taco Tuesday thing?
Yep.
Fuck you, Taco Bell and LeBron James. God damn it.
All right, Patriots pick.
Couldn't let the little guy have his thing.
I was about to say, they said Christian Harvey. I was like, who the fuck is that? I don't know that player either.
Dude, it's fucking wild. We got to do a talk episode soon. We're not talking about that on the show.
Caden Wallace, another guy that I don't know. Offensive tackle from Penn State, Caden Wallace.
Okay.
Caden. He is not on the big board at all. Top 300 players. Wait,
right
this is at least top 100. Let's see here. Maybe I'm not seeing second page. Caden Wallace, rank 186.
Okay.
Right tackle, 18th rated offensive tackle, according to the consensus big board. That's why I didn't know who this guy is, because he's nearly not draftable.
Who the fuck is pulling the trigger for the Patriots now?
Elliot Wolf.
Elliot Wolf.
Son of Ron Wolf.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sometimes when you want to show that you're... Sometimes when you want to be like, when you try to prove that you're the smartest guy in the room, you actually make yourself look like the dumbest guy in the room.
That's a rough one. That's a really fucking rough one.
No.
Drake May's gonna die.
Oh, man. I mean, Drake May could be great. I just thought they should have traded out of there. They have so many fucking holes.
If you're gonna take a guy like that, yeah, you should trade out. That's a wasted fucking pick.
They could have traded out of the Drake May. They have so many holes. Drake May actually die.
'69th. All right, he got his linebacker.
There we go.
Junior Colson. Harbaugh brings in his linebacker, Junior Colson. Fucking good linebacker, man. Real good linebacker. Linebackers get devalued, so they'll fall a little bit. He's probably a second round talent. Is taken in the third round, so solid fucking pickup there.
Continues to improve in charge of the defense that needs to be improved.
All right, Colson is maybe the best traditional inside linebacker in this class. Stout against the run, but shows continued development and upside against the pass. He's smart and has the requisite size to hold up long term. Good pick. Hoping for Blake Corum there. Was really hoping for Blake Corum.
No.
That would win me.
That's still not out of the question
money.
Later on.
Yeah, that would win me some more.
In this round, right?
Huh?
Do they have another pick in this round?
Currently, no.
Okay. Running back? Giants go running back?
Yeah, I could definitely see a running back here. That being said, I would hate look, I'm off on Blake Corum. I didn't even have him listed as one of my draftable guys. He's got so much wear and tear. He's slow. Oh Jesus Christ. Jim Harbaugh got a tattoo with a 15-0. Should he put an asterisk next to it?
I don't care. Fuck that guy. You're not.
So I don't have him listed on my draftable guys because I just thought he was whatever. Like, he's not terrible by any means, but nothing special. I like a lot of other guys that are rated at the same level or higher than him at this spot.
Just gotta be careful with the hands.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of guys for him. TJ Tampa's still out there. Cam Hart for me is going to be a dog. Elijah Jones from Boston College. Kalen Carson, Colorado. Jerry Jones, Florida State. Kyrie Jackson, Jarvis Brownlee, Chris Abrams-Drain. All these guys I got above Andrew Phillips. I had Phillips as like a 5th round guy.
All right.
We'll check the consensus board here real quick.
Cardinals pick is in.
Andrew Phillips, he's the 96th ranked person on the big board, 10th ranked quarterback. Oh boy. Goes to the Cardinals. This is another guy that I don't have listed whatsoever, that I am unfamiliar with.
We're getting
Isaiah
into that
Adams,
range.
he is the 133rd ranked player on the big board, 9th ranked guard.
Let's see here.
Yeah, so far the third round has had the biggest surprises to me. Second round, nothing super surprising, I guess. Third round, we've had like this Isaiah Adams guy. I don't like Andrew Phillips. I think was taken too early. Caden Wallace, who
There's
I
still
didn't think
some dudes out here too that
that's the thing is, like I said, 100 players worth taking in these first 3 rounds, right? Those guys were not worth taking in these rounds, in my personal opinion. I could always be wrong. Don't tell my woman. Okay. Okay, Monty. Hopefully you know what you're doing.
oh man. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna grab some water. I'm fucking thirsty.
All righty. All right, Carolina Panthers up on the clock. They're a team that just in general needs a lot. Hopefully they don't take any of these fucking shitty ass players that are barely fucking rated on the census big board. Not to say those guys don't turn out, but it's not very often that they do. Let's see who has been taken so far by the Panthers. All right, Xavier Legette, great pick for them. Sad to see him go there. Jonathan Brooks, fantastic running back, good get. So Panthers have had themselves a solid draft so far. 2 good offensive playmakers. You need to surround your young quarterback with good offensive talent. They brought in 2 guards, overpaid the shit for the 2 guards this year. So they're going to have some better protection for him. They probably got to start looking towards defense, though. Cornerback, edge. They did just extend J.C. Horn there this morning. But edge rush, after trading their best rusher, Brian Burns, off to the Giants, they need some pass rush help. Pass rushers still available. I mean, you've got some decent ones out there. We've mentioned him before. Jonah Ellis, his father played in the NFL, was a really good player. Braylon Trice, a guy that I'm a big fan of. Some of these names, we're going to take a jump here. But round 3 is the starting spot that I have for both Javon Solomon and Muhammad Kamara. Solomon, 17 sacks last year. He's playing at a smaller school in Troy, and he's a little bit smaller in general, 6'2", 245, but great pass rushing specialist. Reminds me of Yannick Ngakoue. Muhammad Kamara is starting to get in this range. He's even smaller than Solomon, but more stout. Physical player, thrives playing low, utilizing the ball, or playing low, utilizing bull rush. Not as good of a rusher as who I would comp him to, but he could carve out a role like Elvis Dumerville if he hits his ceiling. That's what I can see from Kamara. Mike, we got the Panthers up on the clock. They took 2 good offensive players so far, Legette and Jonathan Brooks at running back. We said surrounding their quarterback, Bryce Young, with some offensive weapons. They could go for more weapons, of course. They got 2 guards in free agency. I think they got to look towards defense. They just shored up J.C. Horn with an extension at cornerback. But after trading Burns, they don't really have any good edge rush help. So I'm looking at edge rush here for the Panthers.
Well, and I heard you bring up Kamara. Kamara, a guy I like.
And I brought Braylon Trice, the guy that I'm higher on, I think, the most. Jonah Ellis is still out there. And then, like I said, Javon Solomon and Muhammad Kamara are both guys that I have starting at the third round.
Hold on, I have get my write-ups here. Oh,
okay. I wasn't super high on this guy. This is about the right range for him to go, though. He's a solid linebacker, but again, it is not a special class.
Yeah, I know I don't have anything written up here.
That's, to me, he's an inside linebacker. He's decent at scraping and finding that runner. He'll get swallowed up by blocks, and he's not good against the pass. That being said, in his career, he does have 3 interceptions. I'm not a huge fan. I think that he can be an average NFL linebacker in the interior. I round 3 makes sense for him. That's the range where you can start looking at him. I still have some other backers above him, though. Yep. Cowboys up. Could be running back again.
Running
Thing
back.
is, they're out of like the full-time guys, in my opinion.
Oh, I like
All right.
Cooper Beebe.
Good guard.
Helps
Good
out
pick there
that
for the Cowboys.
aging offensive line.
From Cooper Beebe to the Cowboys. If you hate the Cowboys, you'll dislike that pick because Cooper Beebe is a good fucking player.
Uh-huh. You play it all over. Just the fucking lineman.
Mm-hmm. So I
Line
got
him
listed
up.
here. He's my favorite guard who feels like he's going to be a value where he's being taken, which I agree that he is here in the third round. He has 48 starts at multiple positions, mostly at guard. It gives him versatility and experience, which is valued in this league. He's not super athletic, but he is a guard, so I'm not super concerned about that. He's extremely smart. Should at worst be a long-term above average guard with a lot of upside to have top end talent. So just super solid stick place guard, not going to let you down.
I have a write-up on BB as well. This dude is fun to watch if you like guys that put people on the ground. He has a tendency to lean too far, but man, he if he gets his hands on you, he'll fucking maul you. Not great in space, not a great pin pull guy, but still very good.
Got the limited athleticism for it. Okay, there you go. That's the edge that I've been talking about. Braylon Trice, who at one point in time was seen as a first round pick early in this draft process and has slowly fallen just because the other rushers have been looked at higher.
I got my own version of Mel Kiper sitting right here. So you said that shit right before he did.
Mm-hmm. Of the Washington games that I watched, trying to watch Penix, Trice stood out to me on that defense quite a bit. There were some times when he was just okay, whatever, and then other games where he started to really dominate and was fantastic. Yeah. Solid mix of what both Jared Verse and Marshawn Nealon deliver, but he'll get him at a discounted price.
Bart. That fucking cat, man.
Yeah, not a great tester. And that's probably what dropped him, which is sad. He put on the tape and he's fucking good.
Guardians currently up 6-2. I don't know how you're feeling about your Twins so far this season, but doesn't look like there's going to be much of a race in the AL Central.
Not as of right now. No. Yeah, they're kind of dog shit.
Bert, come here, dude. I will fucking pet you, so you will shut up.
Kind of surprised TJ Tampa has fallen as much as he has. I mean, he does need more development, specifically with that footwork. Like I said, he looks like a safety playing corner with his size and the way that he likes to lay the lumber and stuff like that. But I think that, especially in the more hybrid style defense, he provides a lot of interesting matchup.
I think he's in here for
matchups
the
for you.
Bears.
I don't know if they need another corner so much.
At this point, you're probably looking. God. I mean, Christian Haynes is still available.
Yeah, that's
offensive line.
Offensive line makes sense in general for this team because you want to pack as much as you can there to protect Caleb and give him options. This is their third pick out of 4 picks that they're going to have in this entire draft. So theoretically, you could look at trading back. They've got this 3rd round pick. They have one in the 4th round, the 22nd pick. Because they didn't trade the 9th overall pick and they took Rome Odunze, which absolutely makes sense. I think you sit and pick with the pick 3 and pick 4 unless someone comes in and is offering you a pretty solid offer. They still need defensive tackle and some edge rush help alongside of Sweat. And then more so offensive tackle help along that offensive line. There's some okay tackles still available out there. Goncalves, I believe, is probably the top rated tackle left. Matt Goncalves out of Pittsburgh. Yeah. But again, Christian Jones is a guy I'm a big fan of. Dominic Pooney's listed as a tackle. I see him as more of a guard. And Javon Foster, a little bit older prospect out of Missouri, but he's a guy that I like too. Surprisingly enough, on this ESPN board, Kieran Amagage is lower than all those guys, but he's someone that I've seen rated as high as possibly a developmental 2nd round pick out of Yale as well. So getting him here would actually not be a terrible value for the Bears. But none of those guys are probably going to be day 1 starters for you. So you're looking at developmental players at this point. Whereas, like I said, they need defensive tackle help. You still have guys like Brandon Dorless, Mekhi Wingo, Dwayne Carter there, and Christian Boy, a guy who I'm a big fan of. So I could see them going there. Again, edge, you've got good edge players available still in Jonah Ellis. Adisa Isaac is okay at this range. And then, like I said, Mo Kamara, Javon Solomon, those guys are still out there.
I don't know what that is. That music part of their broadcast? With the horn, because that shit slaps right now. The fans can't hear it unless they're also watching it, but
Yep.
Oh man. I still think they have to go offensive line.
It's a fucking good ass chicken.
That chicken looks good.
All right.
And she covers her face.
Oh, Peanut Tillman. Karan Amagaji, like I said, he was a second round guy, developmental dude. I don't know why ESPN had him rated so low. There you go.
I mean, you know he's fucking smart
Mm-hmm.
with the goddamn Yale.
Mm-hmm.
Denver gets another pick here. Wide receiver. They trade away Jerry Jeudy.
I got their quarterback. They need a lot of help. They need edge rush. They need cornerback. They need wide receiver. Oh, the gritty, really? With the mullet. Interesting. Feel a little bit disrespected right now.
The mullet slaps, but you know.
Tony Scheffler. Rod Smith's good. I like Adam Thielen better.
Oh, dude, Rod Smith was the best undrafted wide receiver.
I'm going to pull up Rod Smith's stats here in a second. Jonah Ellis. There you go. Good edge rusher. Needs to put on weight. He's already got good, smart, technical skills. He just needs to put on weight to hold up.
All right, moving quick here. We're getting close. We could be potentially moving up if we have a guy we want. Troy Franklin's still on the board. I mean, I'm not as high on Troy Franklin. I think I'd rather have Roman Wilson. But there's been talk about potential tight end for Cleveland as well. I don't know who the fuck that is.
That is overdraft as well. Omar Glaze, 150th ranked player on the consensus 300 big board, 16th offensive tackle. Not a fan. Overdraft. Overdraft by about 80 picks at least.
Ooh.
So.
Oh.
Eagles traded. to the
Houston.
Texans.
Offensive heavy draft for the Raiders here. But not the exciting offensive draft. Like that's a culture building draft.
Seven more picks until your Brownies.
Yeah.
Unless you move.
We could move back.
So, an interesting thing for my Minnesota Vikings, based on all of our movement yesterday, we were able to maintain our first round pick in 2025. There was serious consideration that wasn't going to happen, right? If we were moving up for a Drake May or something, that pick was probably gone. Potentially gone if we moved up to pick 4 with the Cardinals. We got to maintain our 2025 round first, which is fantastic. However, all the other trades that we did in order to acquire the extra second round pick and to move up both from pick 11 to pick 10 and pick 23 to pick 17. As of next year, we have 3 total draft picks. We have our first round pick and 2 in the 5th round. That being said, we are due for 2 compensatory picks in the 3rd round at a minimum and possibly some more. Some Minnesota fans are freaking out about that because the picks that we made in general yesterday were not in our favor as far as the trade value charts. That being said, we had to make that trade up with the Jets because obviously other people were calling the Jets to try to move up.
Yes.
Most notably, probably the Broncos and the Raiders right behind them. So we paid a little bit extra for that tax-wise, and I'm okay with it. Move up from 23 to 17 to get Dallas Turner. Again, I wasn't as high on him as some others. I am actually very happy with that pick around that range. The stuff of him going, 8, 9, 10, something like that range, I wasn't super high on. That being said, some people have him as the best defensive end or edge rusher in this class. Some people have him as the best defender in this class. I think that's a little bit rich for my blood. That being said, I'm super happy with the pick. You're getting an impact player, and you still have the ability to have an impact player in a first round pick next year. We're going to have top 5 cap space available to us next year, even after signing Justin Jefferson. I feel like a Super Bowl window potentially would be opening up as early as next year, 2025. That we aren't going to have to go into the draft saying we need to draft this guy because we have a hole to fill. We're going to go into the draft next year saying let's pick a BPA type of situation because we're going to be able to be very active in free agency. And I love what the team has done this offseason so far as obviously adding a new franchise quarterback. And then on the defense, I don't think we're any worse than we were after free agency. And we've only gotten better now with the addition of Dallas Turner, getting Brian Flores guys. So I'm super happy with it. We are expected as of right now have 5 picks next year. Only 3 officially, but we're probably getting the 2 compensatories in the 3rd round. And if we trade that first round back, we can probably pick up a decent amount extra. Who knows where we're going to be picking at in the first round, though. We could be, in the 20s, or if we're doing really good, the 30s. But probably not gonna happen. But either way, that is the situation for the Vikings right now. We are sitting with 3 picks in the first or in the draft next year.
Safety.
Oh, I was thinking Bullard for a second. That I thought they were calling the same safety that had already been taken.
This kid wasn't bad, man.
No, this is a perfectly fine range for him in round 3. I think I had him as my 4th ranked safety. Jaden Hicks, I had a little higher.
I like this kid. I think he doesn't. They should not have him
Cardinals
play in the
just
box
traded
at all.
with the Bengals. Nope, with the Colts.
Colts, okay. No, man. When I was doing my evaluations, I thought that kid looked really good as a deep third safety, and not nearly as exciting when he was moved up into the box.
Sure. Man, this pick number 79 has just been tossed around all over the place. Jacksonville, Atlanta, Arizona, and now over to Indianapolis. Indianapolis jumps up 4 spots. Is that a Trent Richardson jersey?
Anthony Richardson.
All right. Yep. He was my highest rated tackle, still available by big board standings. I think that he's solid, especially the 3rd round, solid pickup. That's the biggest thing that I don't like him pushing in as a guard because of his size and overall. I think that he's got good size for a tackle. He just has really short arms, and that's going to make him a bit of a liability in some of those pass rush situations. Typically, I like him with that short of arms succeed long term in the NFL. But 3rd round pick, mid 3rd round, it's not a terrible addition.
Cincinnati on the cloud. Our pick is already in. I wonder if they address the tight end spot here now.
On the Bengals, they've taken Mims and Chris Jenkins, so they don't need to work in the defensive tackle again, I suppose. You could look at a developmental wide receiver to replace T. Higgins next year. Edge rush for Trey Hendrickson. Tight end also still out there.
This could be a Cade Stover, Ohio product staying in the state. Okay.
Jermaine Burton. So he is an interesting pick. Transferred to Alabama. He's a solid receiver, good size. He has we'll call him on the field, off the field issues. We'll see if they talk about him here on the broadcast. It jogs your memory as to what I'm talking about here.
What else did he attack? That's what I'm waiting for. Okay.
So what they are not bringing up is that he's got a temper. It has been an issue. 2022, after a loss to Tennessee, a fan that was running on the field, he hit them.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, that's this kid.
Yeah. If and the word around him in general is that that temper hothead mentality isn't gone. It's something that is still was seen at Alabama and whatnot, and it's a concern as to if he's going to do something stupid on the field or off the field. Like on the field, that's one thing; it's a penalty. Off the field, obviously, that's potential legal problems and whatnot. If that never becomes an issue, he should have been a second round pick at least as a receiver. Um, Very productive. Uh, Again, like I said, good size and everything. Let me find right up here. 6 foot 194, 0% drop rate, didn't drop a single catch. 39 catches this year for 798 yards, averaging 20 yards per catch, basically. So real fucking solid there. Good against contested catches. It's just a character concern type of thing. Good change of direction, can run any sort of a route, has good final gear, very strong at the catch point. Just worries about his character. So because of that, he's considered a sleeper, being that he could be taken this far back, despite having production that would lead you to believe he could be better. Pick is in for the Seattle Seahawks. Cardinals are on the clock after that trade back with Indianapolis, and we are 4 picks essentially from the Cleveland Browns making their third round selection. But the Bengals taking Jermaine Burton there. That's a T. Higgins replacement to me. Him and Tyler Boyd, like Jermaine Burton will replace one of the two, Tyler Boyd or T. Higgins. Tyler Boyd, obviously, this year, so he's going to be able to find a role probably in that offense this year, as long as T. Higgins is still there. Jermaine Burton will be a rotational guy as a second receiver or a third guy, depending on if other guys stay healthy. He could be a high volume production guy on this Bengals team. So that's your replacement right there for those receivers.
I'm gonna go find some Kleenex and blow my goddamn nose. I'll be right back.
As we sit here, I am still surprised at a bunch of these receivers on the board with how good this class is. Jalen McMillan, Troy Franklin, Roman Wilson, Javon Baker, Malik Washington, and Jacob Cowing, all guys that I'm a big fan of. Devontae Walker is going to be taken at some point. He's got some hands issues, but the size speed is something that you really like. Brendan Rice, legacy, son of Jerry Rice. I think he's a little bit overrated because of the name, but still he was solid at SC. Johnny Wilson, an interesting one from Florida State. I think he's going to be more of a tight end, 6'6", 231. A lot of good receivers still out there. That Johnny Wilson, he's going to be an interesting one. Gives me shades of Marquez Colston, former Saints tight end / wide receiver. And I think he's a lot more closer to Keon Coleman than what you'd expect.
Christian Haynes finally goes.
Yep.
Oh.
That was one of the things I was going to say with Christian Hayes. Nasty as fuck. He is a road grader, fantastic in the run game. Can lose his anchor in the pass game. That's the biggest issue that I see with him. Yeah. Questions about level of competition will come up, but he shook those concerns at the Senior Bowl. He's an older prospect, 4 years of starting experience, but has all of the traits you want from starting guard, including size. He's good, but not great at pulling and absorbs defenders more than mauls them. but he is nasty. Needs to improve some in that pass defense, or excuse me, pass protection.
Cardinals have made so many fucking picks. And they still have 7 more.
Tip Ryman, all right. That's higher than I expected for Tip, but I like him.
271. God damn.
He's a big boy.
That's a big ass tight end.
I'll let them talk through him before I give him my little write up on him. So you look at the numbers there. Tip Riemann in his career, 41 receptions, 420 yards. Not much production. That is an Iowa thing. They did not use him in the passing game like they should have, despite putting up some good videos of him receiving there. The guy is a height, weight, speed type of dude at 6'5", 265. He's definitely like your old school type of tight end. He's got a lot of shades of the top end tight end out there for the Ravens. I'm a fan of Tip. It's interesting him going here to the Cardinals because they already have a good tight end. The thing with Tip is that he is a good blocker too. So it's your main receiving guy, Trey McBride out there in Arizona, and then you have Tip Ryman, who's easily going to start alongside opposite of him. Let me get my little write up here.
You said you got a Mark Andrews comp?
Yeah, the Tip Ryman, prototypical old school blocking tight end size, was not used as a receiving option. The team was run first. During the draft process, he showed pop as a receiver, and he leads me to believe that he could be a diamond in the rough sort of receiving talent in a later round. I had a 4 to 7 round grade on him. So him going here in the third is good for him.
Oh, Blake Corum goes.
Oh no, I lost that bet.
Say he was not going to get drafted on day 2?
No, I had a bet saying that he would get selected by the Chargers.
Fucking muscle hamster, baby. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to translate at all to the NFL level.
Blake, he's slow. He's got a lot of wear. He's a gamer. He's a good receiver, but I think that he's not going to pop as a full-time back. Well, I mean, look, Corum's not going to have to be the lead back there.
No, he's not.
And they love using a rotation in LA. So he could be a situationally good back. Honestly, it's probably the best spot. Not necessarily the best spot, but it is a good
lead back in the NFL.
It is a good spot for him to go, though. Rams always make good use of their receivers in a group, and that's what he needs. He needs to be a part of a rotation.
Yeah.
All All right, Steelers up on the clock, and then your Brownies.
Yeah.
Look, TJ Tampa still out there. Peyton Wilson, an interesting linebacker. If you can get past the injury history and the age, he's one of the most interesting linebackers. If it wasn't for the age, like 3 years ago, if he's 3 years
That's not a guy
younger
that
and
will
not the
take.
injuries, I would love Wilson.
Listen, good player, but Andrew Berry doesn't draft people who are old. He has
Yep.
the guardrails, man. The times he comes out of it are bad. He's like Siaki Ika.
Oof. Roman Wilson, good receiver. I don't think you're gonna like that going to the Steelers, man.
No, I don't like that.
All right. Roman Wilson, he's a favorite of mine. Look, I put on here, much like his quarterback, JJ McCarthy, Roman was in a run-first offense, which has probably hit his talents, was still the primary target for McCarthy in the passing game. He could, if he's put into a more pass-heavy offense, he has upside of having Amon-Ra, St. Brown style numbers, despite not having X size. Now, can the Steelers make use of that? I mean, they have better quarterback play now.
Well, they should have better quarterback play now.
They should. Yeah, I'm a fan, dude. Look, I had him in the first round as the 32nd pick to the Chiefs at one point in time in one of my mocks. I'm a fan of this dude. Sorry that he went to Pittsburgh.
All right, pick it in. Receiver here now, potentially tight end. I would not be upset with either.
I know that you guys had in our mock draft, the Cleveland guys were talking about the Texas tight end,
Jatavian Sanders. Yeah.
Sanders, more of a receiver than a blocker, but has impressive athleticism, makes you excited about his potential as a move tight end. Is my write-up for him. I have him in round 2 to 3, so it'd be a good spot for him. Do you guys run enough 2 tight end to make that work?
I don't know if we will anymore. Not with Dorsey coming over and taking over the offense. I think we're going to see more 3-4 wide receiver sets.
What receiver that's still out there would you like?
Oh God! At this point,
I'll list. We got Jalen McMillan. I think he's a number 2 solid possession receiver. Troy Franklin, who's that speedster, deep speed, and also good in the screen game. Brendan Rice, if you're looking at the legacy pick there, Jerry Rice's son, who he was productive at USC. Javon Baker, he's a deep threat, but I think he could develop into more. Devontae Walker has hand problems, like drops, catches. I'm scared of him, but he's got the height, weight, speed that you're looking for. Malik Washington, I love. Jacob Cowing, I love. We talked about them earlier. Another guy on here, Johnny Wilson from FSU. I feel like him and Keon Coleman are extremely similar. Not that just that they play the same school, but he's 6'6", 231. I think that he's going to be like a Marquez Colston type, better suited to be a tight end or a move tight end type of guy. But he's that big ass body. And I like Johnny Wilson better than Keon Coleman with where they're going to be selected.
Man,
You could always get Luke McCaffrey. I know you love him.
Fuck that. Javon Baker.
All right. I like Javon Baker. He's got pure deep threat speed. But like I said, that was UCF's offense. I think that he can be used a lot more as a regular standard style receiver than just that deep threat. Another guy that I really haven't talked about, and I didn't do much of a write-up on, Jamari Thrash, 6 foot 188 out of Louisville. He led Louisville in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns in his only season with that team. He's a good route runner, solid receiver. I have him as like a 4th or 5th rounder though.
I could see running back here, but I hope it's not. I mean, what running backs are even available? All
Marshawn Lloyd, Jalen Wright, Ray Davis.
Jalen Wright would be the only one I would even think about.
I like Lloyd. I like Wright, Bucky Irving, the guy that's way lower on a lot of people's lists, but he is high on mine. Tyrone Tracy out of Purdue, man. I love that dude.
I did like Imani Bailey in the pre-draft process. I just don't think that there's enough.
He's just a late round pick for me, man. 6th, 7th round, UDFA. An interesting one.
We brought in Deontay Foreman, man.
Yeah,
Deontay Foreman.
Jaden Sheridan out of Monmouth, 5'8", 187, but feels like he plays like a dump truck. Just played at a low level, led the FCS in rushing yards, though.
This could be offensive line as well. Yeah, Hard Knocks. It's the dude that was doing fucking.
Woo!
Okay, I'm okay with this.
Look, Zach Zinter going to the Cleveland Browns, man. That's
I'm
an
definitely
interesting
good
one.
with this.
I am a big Zach Zinter fan. He looks exactly like what you expect from a classic NFL style guard. He reminds me of one of your current guards. Do you know which one?
Joel Bitonio.
Bitonio, man. Reminds me of Bitonio. And he also still reminds me of your other guard.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now I'm tired. What is his name?
I should.
Jesus Christ. I'm drawing a blank. I'm so tired.
Wyatt Teller.
Wyatt Teller.
Wyatt Teller. He wears that fucking neck roll or neck guard thing. He's got that fucking look to him. Dude, he is a good fucking guard. Honestly, I thought he was going to drop further down because he had that gruesome leg injury. Apparently, at the combine,
that's why we can take him here because we have a Wyatt 90%.
Teller. Yeah, I think he said he was like 90% recovered at the combine. But he is better than his running mate, the other guard that's going to be coming from Michigan in this class. But because of the injury, I was expecting him to fall further down. But it's Trevor Keegan's the other guy. I like Trevor Keegan as well. And I expected Trevor Keegan to go before him. That being said, fucking good guard. Still, you have guys like Mason McCormick out there, Christian Mahogany. I figured that they would have gone earlier too.
Well, offensive line was definitely in play. Got it in right before. Zach Zinter, listen, it would have been a much higher draft pick if it wasn't for the leg injury, for the broken leg. So I'm good with that. It's huge value. And he doesn't have to play right away.
Dominique Pooney for the 49ers. Good pick there, Joe. He is listed as a tackle. This guy should be a guard in the NFL, in my opinion. But I like him.
How many more fucking picks do we got before this is over?
A significant amount. We just had pick 86, and the third round goes to pick 100 due to comp picks. So,
but I'm not gonna make it. I'm falling asleep.
It's all good. I got you.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna get out of here. I'm exhausted. We didn't even expect that we were gonna do tonight. So this is on a whim. So everybody who tuned in, thank you very much. We appreciate you guys. Anytime you spend time with us, we cannot thank you enough. Time is the most valuable thing that you have. If you want to interact with the show, go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find us everywhere at Lineman Lounge. And then head over to the YouTube and make sure you subscribe. And then you can find all of our contents underneath the entire No Sleeves Network umbrella. So you can go to nosleevesnetwork.com and you can get every piece of content that we kind of put together. But guys, we are going to get the fuck out of here because if we don't, I'm going to pass out live on this podcast. But Evo, give the people one final word.
Overdrafts in the round of 3.
Overdrafts in the round of 3. Hell yeah, I like it. Guys, we're going to get the fuck out of here. I'm Mike. That's Evo. We'll be back next week. We're not coming back tomorrow. We'll be back next week. See you.